right?
That they had hatred towards
The Ahlul Bayt, yeah. So
Abu Bakr.
no, his daughter.
Aisha had,
Aisha.
okay.
Yeah. So basically, one of the main like clear evidences for this is in Al-Musannaf by Abdul Razak Sanani. He narrates authentically, and all of the Rijal are basically from the Rijal of Bukhari and Muslim. He narrates from basically it's called the Hadith Mawquf because it doesn't have anything from the Prophet. And Abdullah ibn Abbas is basically he's basically discussing certain issues that happened after the death of the Prophet, and he mentions that one of the sons of Al-Abbas, who I don't really remember right now, and because Aisha used to mention that when the Prophet was in a weakened state, he would like assist himself on top of Ali ibn on top of a man, and and on top of Al-Fadl ibn Abbas.
Yes.
And she would always say Al-Man, a man, rajul. She wouldn't mention the name. And then Ibn Abbas says, أفتدري السبب الذي لم تسمي به عائشة? Did you know why Aisha would not mention his name? And then Ibn Abbas says, لأنها لم تطب له نفسا بخير, because she would not want to mention anything positive about him. She would not want any positive thing about Ali.
Okay.
So this is a clear example of a companion, openly mentioning that that Aisha has a serious problem with Ali. She doesn't like him. He dislikes him. And we know in Sahih Muslim, Ali ibn Abi Talib also authentically says, لقد عهد إلي النبي الأمي أنه لا يحبني إلا مؤمن ولا يبغضني
So let's deal
إلا
with
منافق.
one report at a time. Aisha radiallahu anha. Firstly, you using this report, you claim that she hated the Ahlul Bayt. That's a big claim,
Okay,
You cannot. First of all, there are things you have to.
Can I specify my claim?
Yeah.
She hated Ali.
Okay. So now you're reducing your claim.
Okay, yeah, I will.
Okay, good. Reduce your claim. Come down to Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. Okay. So it's not the Ahlul Bayt anymore. It's only Ali ibn Abi Talib.
Yeah.
So it's not Hassan, Hussein, Fatima, because we have reports, so many reports where Aisha radiallahu anha herself is saying the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam loved Fatima the most.
Yeah.
She is the one reporting this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So how can she report this and not love Fatima?
That's a very good claim or a very good argument. But the problem with this, the Arabs.
We have reports though.
Yeah, I don't deny that. I
Yeah.
know of them.
Yeah.
Like for example, Hadith al-Kisa.
Yeah.
When the Prophet and his,
Salama, yeah.
no, even Aisha, she has a hadith on Hadith al-Kisa when on the way
Yeah.
towards Mubahala.
Yeah.
She basically she says the Prophet Ali came, then Fatima came, and فغطاهم بالمرد.
Yeah.
This idea that he covered them. So even Aisha has a hadith on Hadith al-Kisa in Sahih Muslim.
Yeah.
And basically, the Arabs, they have a saying which is basically الفضل بما شهدت به الأعداء, which means that the merits or the positive attributes that I might have, the best source of this is my enemy. So Abu Sufyan, when he went to to Syria, he met what's his name, Herakl.
Okay, we are making too many points.
No, I'm specifying it as to what the comparison is. So when Herakl asked him about the Prophet, Abu Sufyan was a kafir by the time, by consensus of all Muslims. He hadn't converted or anything like that. He was a kafir.
At that time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Afterwards, he did convert.
I mean, that's your opinion.
No.
We don't believe that. But the point being is, I mean.
But the Shia sources are far less trustworthy than the Sunni sources.
We'll get to that, inshallah.
Yeah.
But the point being is that Abu Sufyan, when he was asked about the Prophet, all of the things he said were merits. The Prophet is the most trustworthy. The Prophet, never lies.
Who's narrating this hadith?
I don't know. Who's
Abu Sufyan.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So how is it possible that Abu Sufyan is narrating the hadith and telling you about his disbelief, and then he's saying later on in that very report it debunks your argument against Abu Sufyan? Even Abu Sufyan himself is saying, I used to think. So if you take the report, you can't take parts of the report and reject the other part. You have to take it whole in totality, or don't use it.
His Islam or whether his trustworthiness or not is not the point of dispute. I'm just saying that during the time.
But then you're using the report for your argument.
Yeah, I'm
Why
using
are you using it then?
Because within this context, we're talking about how can someone hate someone and then narrate their their fadail, their
It's possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's
It's
possible.
possible with Aisha to also hate Ali
and it's possible that you don't hate someone and you don't want to.
Absolutely.
I have people in family I don't like. and I don't like to talk about them in positive way.
Yeah.
I don't open my mouth. So does that mean I hate them? I want them to go to Jahannam? I want them to die? I want them to suffer? No.
No, but
No, this is very possible. It's human emotions. Why was Aisha, if she was bitter towards Ali, if she was, it's a big if.
but hadith is authentic. I mean,
But from one hadith, one report, from one lahda, in Arabic, the word lahda is
Moment.
basically a moment.
Yeah.
You cannot use one moment to make a story, make a movie, which is 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't do that. So the lahda has to be considered in context, and we have to see whether this moment can be used to represent a reality which you have made up in your mind. Okay. To claim that Aisha hated Ali, you are gonna have to do a big long marathon, which you can't. You don't have the sources. Your sources are not acceptable. The Shia sources.
I haven't quoted one Shia source.
And when you try to use the Sunni sources, they go against you because we have evidence, overwhelming evidence to show that Aisha did not feel hatred towards
Can
Ali.
you show me one authentic hadith where she says I love Ali?
She doesn't have to. Can you show me one authentic hadith where, for example, Fatima said, "I love Ali"?
They
Show
were
me one.
married. So
Sorry?
they were married. They were romantically involved.
Oh,
So that's
fine,
clear.
fine.
They have kids.
And Aisha was the mother of Ali because she was the wife of the Prophet ﷺ. Why does she have to say it? Why does she have to say, "My son, I love you"? Why does Fatima have to say, "My husband, I love you"?
I mean,
These are
also,
private matters, no?
Well, I mean,
Just because
how can it be like a private matter if you have a well-known companion like
No,
Ibn Abbas
no.
who openly
absence
says,
of evidence is not evidence for absence. Okay, so this is the basic principle. Just because Aisha does not have a statement saying "I love it," we don't have it from Fatima. Fatima was more closer to Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anh, and there's no statement from Fatima saying "I love you, my husband." And I'm sure. Do you agree that she loved her husband?
yeah, I mean, because that
100%.
was the the obviously the notion because they were romantically involved in the marriage. So
The
that
default position is
means that they love each other.
believers have to love Ali bin Abi Talib. The default position. The default position.
course.
And that's the position we start with. Any evidence that appears to be going against that will have to be interpreted in a different way than the Shias do. Because the Shias have a very dirty, negative lens on the Sahaba. Any little... No, this is the reality. This is the reality.
We believe we have 12,000 of the Sahaba are just. So we don't...
12,000?
Yeah.
What's that?
12,000 of the Sahaba are just. So we
Are
don't
just?
Have, yeah.
We don't even have 12,000 names of the Sahaba. How
No,
can you...
I mean, because we have an authentic hadith from Ustadh where he says, where he basically gives a number of like 4,000 from Sahaba.
Where is it?
It's in Basar al-Darajat wa al-Safar.
Okay,
And
so
also
then who
Makkah.
authenticated it?
Asaf Muhsini authenticated it. And,
What's your criteria of authenticating? The Shias do not have a criteria.
we do. The criteria of authentication
Do
is
you have
Muhammad-
Rijal, the books of Rijal?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Well, I mean, not like I have them on as PDF, so Rijal Najashi or Faris Najashi. Rijal Tosi.
I can count them in one hand.
Yeah, there's not that many.
So you don't, yeah, exactly. So you don't have a science of Rijal.
Do you?
You do, I'm not denying you do. But when we do a comparison with what we have, it is primitive. It is childish. It's like a nursery student trying to pretend to be a PhD doctor. Okay, this is what I'm saying. The reports you have on your Rijal, Najashi, Kashi, okay,
Kashi, yeah.
and other books, and even the works of Hoi recently, right? These works, in comparison to what the Ahl Sunnah have on Rijal, wallahi, it's like showing a speck to the sun.
I mean,
Yeah, and I'm not exaggerating.
no, I don't deny the size difference in those books, but the thing is that I mean,
And that lack of information.
historically, the Sunnis or the ones who accepted the rulership of Abu Bakr have always been the majority. So obviously you will have more rijal than us. So we've always been the minority.
The Shias managed to collect all these reports
Yeah.
in Al-Kafi and in 3 other books, Al-Istabsar, Man La Yahdhur Al-Faqih, Al-Tahzib, yeah? All of these books, the reports are coming from two Imams predominantly,
yeah,
90%.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Imam Sadiq and Imam
when
Jafar.
Shias point fingers at the Sunnis and say, you don't have anything from Ali and Ahlul Bayt, they actually don't know what they're talking about. Because the Shias don't have anything from Ali.
That's a false narrative also, because we have an authentically transmitted hadith where the Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says, لو كنا نحدث بآرائنا لكنا من الهالكين ولكنها آثار نرثها عن آبائنا كابرا عن كابر. كما يرث الناس فضتهم وذهبهم. And that's also an authentic hadith, which means that everything that I'm telling you is from my father. So when a Sadiq says something, it's the words of Al-Baqir. When Al-Baqir says something, it's the words of
We don't have a problem with that. We don't have a problem.
So
because
everything we have is from the Prophet.
we claim Muhammad al-Baqir and Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq radiyallahu alayhima. Okay? Yeah. And we say salatu salam as well, no problem. We have no issue with that because it's a misunderstanding. I mean, in the minds of a lot of people, they don't say like.
I don't even mind if someone says Ja'far rahimahullah or Sadiq rahimahullah.
No problem with that.
That's fine. I mean,
it's fine, exactly. We are respecting them.
Issue.
We are respecting them.
That's not a major issue for me.
We believe they are imams. They're not. They don't represent the Ithna Ashariya way of thinking. Why? Because the people who are attributing information to them are mainly 4 or 5 sources. Okay, they are a bunch of liars, untrustworthy people.
Jabir ibn Yazid al-Ju'fi was a liar?
Yes.
Jabir. What does Sufyan al-Thawri say about him?
Forget Sufyan al-Thawri.
He's a major imam. Jabir إذا قال حدثني فهو أصدق الناس.
Allahu Akbar. I am very surprised you're saying this. Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi, about him Imam Abu Hanifa, who was not even from the Ashab al-Hadith. Imam Abu Hanifa was a faqih, right? And he said,
you know what Salih said about Abu Hanifa?
Yeah.
He cursed him.
You're gonna have to prove it. From authentic. You don't.
Ibn Habban's Du'afa, go back to Du'afa Ibn Habban.
No, those reports are batil. Batil.
Oh,
I will tell you the authentic report. I've looked into this. Ibn Hibban and even Musannaf of Ibn Abi Shaybah, he's a chapter on Abu Hanifa where he goes against.
Even Al-Khatib al-Baghdadi has an entire chapter where the Salaf just
I am aware of it. I've read parts of it. Yeah. I am aware. A lot of the reports in favor of Imam Abu Hanifa and against him are batil. I'm telling you, it's not less. Okay. You know what? It's not sanadless.
Yeah,
just claims. Likewise, these things you're going to say to me about Imam. What we do know about Imam Abu Hanifa, he said about Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi, I have not seen a bigger liar than him.
Of course he would say that.
Why wouldn't he? He's a Raf. Look,
yeah, of course we are Rafida. That's known.
Yeah, so he's lying. He's forging. And on top of that, we have Zurara, we have Salim, Hisham bin Salim, Hisham bin Hakam. These people, you're talking about Imam Abu Hanifa, these people have been cursed by the Imams themselves in your authentic reports.
Zurara has.
Al-Khoy is saying they're authentic.
Yeah, I mean,
where he's cursing Zurara.
That is true. That is authentic.
And Hisham bin Hakam and Hisham bin Salim. I'll show you the reports.
Hisham bin Hakam, Hisham bin Salim, I'm not aware of, but Zurara I am aware of.
Okay, let's take Zurara. 2000, you can say half the narrations of the two Imams.
Maybe like 30%. Maybe not half. Like half.
Let's say 20%. Okay. I'm gonna come down.
Half is a lot. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, exactly. You see, that's a lot, akhi. Wallahi. Okay. If someone came to me and said, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, radiyallahu an, Abdullah bin Umar, Anas bin Malik, and Abdullah bin Masud were cursed by the Prophet. I would be shivering. I would be really concerned about my deen. Am I following my deen from the people who actually it is claimed to have come from, or am I just following a bunch of liars? Okay, I don't know why the Shia, when we speak with them, don't think this is a big deal. You're claiming that you are following the Ahlul Bayt, and we love the claim. Claim is beautiful, okay, but are you following the Ahlul Bayt is the question. You're going to have to prove to me. You see, why are we going into this discussion of the sources? We're going into this discussion because before we even get to discussing any points of contention, we have to establish what we are following. What are we going to use against each other? Like, for example, when you use the report of Abu Sufyan to make a point, I stopped you there. I said, the report goes against you, brother. The report you're using, for example, a Christian once called us online and he said that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used a Christian scribe. And I'm thinking, that's impossible. He said, no, you know about the report, you're liars, you're this. Where's the report? Bring the report. He brought the report. He says there was a Christian guy, he converted to Islam, and he started writing the wahi. And then he went back. He became a murtad. And then when he was being put into the grave threw him out 3 times. I asked him, now we know where you're coming from. But do you accept the report or part of the report? He said, I said, no. Because the report proves that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is a true prophet of God. It doesn't prove your point, it proves my point. Because the grave is throwing him out. So when the Shia brothers use our reports to make their points, then they have to be consistent. You can't have your cake and eat it. Then you have to be consistent. We don't use Shia reports. Why? Firstly, because we know they are not trustworthy. 95% of them, to us, according to our higher standard, because our standard is higher than the Shia. No, it is. If your standard was higher than ours, you would not listen to Zurara and Hisham and Hisham bin Salim and
First of all, there's a lot to basically address there.
Yeah.
So going back to the issue of like if the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was to, for example, curse Abi Sa'id al-Khudri or Jabir bin Abdullah al-Ansari or any companion, then this would worry. Okay, of course it would, because the curse of the Prophet, we believe that his dua is accepted and so on. So
Yes.
this is a definitive excommunication away from the rahmah of Allah Azza wa Jal. But the issue is that when you compare the time of Ja'far alayhi salatu wasalam with the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam when he was in power, this is not a comparable situation. So even in your sources, Malik ibn Anas, the Imam of the Malikiyah, he would not narrate from Ja'far during the time of Bani Umayyah. So the issue of this idea of being away from the Ahlul Bayt because of taqiyya, because of the fear of persecution, is even within Sunni
Like
standards.
Hassan Basri, he wouldn't mention Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. Yes,
understand.
we are aware of
So-
this.
so- so-
Who
so-
tells you about? By the way, who tells you about these things?
It's in your book.
It's the Ahlul Sunnah.
Yeah. So-
It's ironic that you are using this against us. We are the ones telling you this.
And
Yeah.
we are the ones telling you that our Imam said so and so about our
No,
companions. So tell each other.
what you're telling us is not even from the Imams. We are claiming,
No.
because those liars who are narrating from the Imams, 90% of your reports are coming from 4 or 5 sources.
Aban ibn Taghlib al-Bakri is
Abu Basir,
Abu Basir, yeah.
Hisham bin Hakam, Hisham bin Salim, and Zurara ibn Ayyad, and there are a couple of others. Okay, this is 90%.
Jabir is also like a giant narrator.
Yes.
Aban is also a
Yeah,
giant
yeah,
narrator.
yeah. And-
Aban ibn Taghlib, by the way, is saduq by all
No, brother.
yeah, he is.
You're reading. Have you read Rijal al-Kashi?
No.
You haven't. I want you to go and read the reports on Zurara ibn Ayyad and Hisham bin Hakam and Hisham bin Salim. Okay, from different. There are other sources.
For example, Al-Dhahabi, when he talks about Aban ibn Taghlib al-Bakri, rahimahullah ta'ala, who is from our Salaf, he says Saduqun Shia, which means that he was a trustworthy narrator and he is a Shia.
He was maybe Tafdili.
Actually,
Never will you find a Rafidi.
No, Rafida. The Shaykh al-Bukhari was a Rafida. Do
Who?
you know the Shaykh al-Bukhari?
Now you're opening many cans of worms,
Yeah.
and
No,
we're going to address one by one.
I'm
Okay,
pretty sure one.
you're going to have to prove to me now that Bukhari had a sheikh who was Rafidi.
Yeah, I will.
You're going to prove,
I'll do
and authentic.
Yes.
You're going to have to show me authentic reports that this sheikh of Tafdili I know.
Not totally. This guy was a Rafida.
Okay, you're going to show me that he used to insult the Sahaba.
He
and
used to.
he was okay.
Yaqub al-Rawajili, that's his name.
Okay. And you're going to show me the report from Bukhari where he is in the chain.
Yeah.
And you're going to show me.
Abbad bin Yaqub al-Rawajili. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. So there's only one Rafidi you're saying is in Bukhari.
This guy. Is
We're not
because-
Tafdiliya. We're not
No, no.
Tafdiliya. They're the Tafdiliya.
The reason why I'm quoting him is because I know he's from our Salaf. He's the Ashari. The others, I'm not
No,
sure.
you can claim that.
No, it's not a claim. It's
How do you know that? That
He has-
he's narrating your reports?
yeah. If you go back to the source called
Do you know Shia narrators were forging reports in the name of authentic men, authentic Rijal? Are you aware of this? This is a known phenomenon.
I mean,
the,
wallah,
the
it
Shia,
exists
the Shia
everywhere.
reporters from Iraq and Kufa and Basra, they were projecting reports backwards towards authentic narrators for them to be accepted by the Ahl Sunnah. You know about this?
Which narrators? I'm not like.
Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi.
Was he Wadda? Was he did this?
Allahu Akbar. I am surprised that you even in questioning.
Because
Are you aware of his profile? Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi.
He was-
Jabir al-Ju'fi.
Yeah, he-
the famous Kufan liar. Everyone is known him. Everyone knows him as a Kufan.
Sufyan al-Thawri is a Kufan.
You used al-Dhahabi.
Yeah.
You used al-Dhahabi, yeah? You used al-Dhahabi to claim a point. Go to al-Dhahabi and now.
I know.
No.
I have read.
You can't have your cake and eat
I
it.
have read his tarjama in Sirah al-Amal al-Dhahabi.
No.
But
I want you to read what Dhahabi said about Jabir bin Yazid
I
al-Ju'fi.
mean, he's going to do ta'an of him. I realize
So
that.
why are you using? Why are you using a? What did Dhahabi say about the other Shia Rawat? He said these are a bunch of liars.
Not all of them.
So don't mention
look,
Dhahabi if he doesn't support your position. Don't mention Dhahabi because you're gonna quote him selectively.
When of course I am, because when I
No, don't do that.
Why?
Because you can't have your cake and eat it, as they say.
well, that's not how it works. Because as a Shia, I can't
Look, you're gonna make a small point, a side point to use using Dhahabi, while Dhahabi is basically entirely demolishing your house of cards.
The reason as to why I quoted al-Dhahabi is because I said Aban al-Taghlib, and then you said he's basically a Shia Mufaddal. That's in Sunni hadith science, he's actually described as that. In the Shia context, he's not.
So we don't accept anything from the Shia. You have to understand, and I'm being very blunt about that.
No, I get that.
Yeah, because
I mean,
we don't believe these people.
It's vice versa, by the way. I mean, it's not like Bukhari is a joke.
You don't have the grounds to reject our sources. I'll tell you why.
Why?
You have other reasons. You don't have the reasons that they're untrustworthy, they're liars.
No, I do.
No,
I do. Of course I do.
no. You.
I mean,
then
I believe those Sahaba, the Tabaqa, Abu Hurairah to me is a liar. Abu Hurairah is the major narrator. Aisha to me was not telling the truth. I mean, she herself, by the way, that's also an interesting point. But let's get to Abbad. We're going to talk about trustworthiness and
it's a matter of opinion. When you form an opinion about something, I have grounds. I am using your books, your imams, to tell you that your narrators. The Prophet did not tell us Aisha is a liar.
She herself says.
No, she does not say she's a liar.
I'll give you an example. The hadith of
I think we're hopping from point to point.
That's
So let's stick to one point.
So Abbad,
yeah.
who was the Shaykh of al-Bukhari. Here we go. See, this is Sirah al-Nubala by Dhahabi. It says الرواجني الشيخ العالم الصدوق محدث الشيعة أبو
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. Thank you. Yes, sir. We're in the middle of a conversation. No problem. Khair, inshallah.
So he says الرواجني, and he mentions Bukhari, right? Sahih has Bukhari, right? So there's الشيخ العالم الصدوق محدث الشيعة أبو سعيد عباد بن يعقوب الأسدي الرواجني الكوفي المبتدع. Anyway, so
المبتدع تبديلية. Yes.
No. روى عنه شريك القاضي, and he mentions it. روى عنه البخاري حديثا, and then he also mentions where فيه غلو في التشيع أن عبادا كان يشتم السلف.
Yes.
He used to he used to insult the Salaf. Who's he referring to? Salaf is the Sahaba and Tabi'in.
Not necessarily.
Okay. One here.
Yeah.
There's basically another thing. وقال ابن عدي.
So is he saying he's acceptable?
Yeah, of course. Saduq.
Okay.
Bukhari narrates from him.
Okay.
His name is Abbad ibn Yaqub al-Rawajini.
So he's Tabdili. He's from the Tabdiliya. And
look, كان يشتم عثمان. He used to insult Uthman.
Okay.
Right?
Now you are translating this. You know what Tabdili is, yeah?
I know.
What is it? There are two types.
Yes. There are some Shia who basically would say that Ali is better than all the Sahaba, and there are some Shia who say that Ali is better than Uthman and Abu Bakr.
Yeah, so he was one of them. He was the second category. So you will not show me any insult from his mouth against the Sahaba. When you say, shatam in Arabic language, it can mean, no, not necessarily. It can mean criticizing. It can mean a number of things. Okay, what the Rafida do is la'an.
Yeah.
Okay, they do la'an upon the Sahaba.
It's
You're not going to show me our narrator from Bukhari who did la'an upon the Sahaba or la'an upon even Uthman. Okay, you will not show me that. If you show me that, then you have a point. But now, go to Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi and Sirah Alam al-Nubala. You're reading this to me, and I'm countering your point by highlighting that shatam doesn't necessarily mean la'an.
It doesn't, but I mean, it's kind of obvious when all these, they get very uncomfortable when he's, and by the way, even Ibn Adi, he mentions an opinion. He says, كان يروي مناكير في الفضائل والمثالب. المثالب, what's referring to?
All of
the Sahaba.
Okay, if Imam al-Dhahabi has this opinion, he will have to, if he doesn't present evidence, we don't have to accept it. You know Imam al-Dhahabi, how we read it, how we read Sirah Alam al-Nubala, how we read, what is the method of reading Imam al-Dhahabi. There are certain principles ulama have devised that you read al-Dhahabi like this. Okay, so when Dhahabi says he makes a claim, doesn't necessarily mean the claim is true. It's not black and white. It's not Quran and Sunnah for us. Okay, so we can, if Imam al-Dhahabi narrates something and there is no sanad, we don't accept it. For example, that famous poem attributed to Abdullah bin Mubarak, Ya Abid al-Haramain, لو أبصرتنا لعلمت عنك بالعبادة تلعب, something like that. Okay, we don't accept it because it's bila sanad. There is no chain to it. Okay?
I don't disagree
So
with.
Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi, if you go to
Yeah,
Siru Alam al-Nubala and read what he said. Thank you.
I mean, he did mention a chain from Ibn Adi, by the way, but
Yeah.
we'll move on to Jabir now. There we go.
Hamza, did you get something?
I can't find it from Sirah Adnan Rashid. I can find it in this hadith transmitter's website.
No. See, I want to see what he said about.
I can find.
There's nothing. Jabir al-Ju'fi.
I'm trying.
Right, عند الظهري.
And the man?
عند الظهري.
And the Dhahabi, no.
Yeah. Right. Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi. عند So wallahi, it really saddens me that when intelligent brothers like you ignore some very basic realities in your own books and your own theology, and yeah, go on.
I mean, I tried, but I read Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi and the Dhahabi fi Sirah Adnan Rashid, and it doesn't really show.
Okay, inshallah, we'll find it another time. But the point is that we have grounds to tell the Shia that when you come to us telling us that we follow the Ahlul Bayt and you don't. Very powerful claim, very interesting claim, very attractive claim. But those who are educated, those who have read the books and sources, they know this claim is as shallow as an empty bottle. Why? Because when we actually scrutinize the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt, they are not actually the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt. They are not. Because the people who are narrating from the Ahlul, because Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq, if he came in front of me, I would not question him.
Okay.
If Imam Muhammad al-Baqir came in front of me today, I would not question. I would say, Imam, you lead and I follow. Okay?
Just with regards to this idea of trustworthiness, we're going. I mean, you repeated the point, a few times, and I appreciate that. But the issue is that we don't really look back at within our own home. So one of the major narrators, obviously, you have three major narrators: Aisha, Abu Hurairah, and Anas ibn Malik. Those are like the three major.
Yeah.
narrators.
Let's talk about them.
So
You show me the lies. You show me
I
anyone who called them a liar.
No, I'll show you a hadith about Aisha. She herself, she claims that, or basically within the hadith, she alludes to herself lying. So basically, the hadith is known. It's called hadith al-Maghafir. You know of it, right? When she says when the Prophet used to go to the house of Zainab, and he used to get this.
We call it a white lie. You know.
She claims to be a liar.
I'll tell you why.
That's a lie.
No.
That's one example.
No. This is not a lie. I'll tell you, this is not a lie. This is not. You know when the Sahaba used to say kadaba fulan, right? They didn't actually mean that this is a liar. They meant he is mistaken. The word kadab or kadab, in Arabic language, right? So when Aisha is saying what she's saying about Maghafir and all that,
Akalta Maghafir, and she knows he didn't.
Okay, now.
But I know she's jealous. And,
So when the Prophet said, "You speak to me like the women of Yusuf," thank you. So is he condemning them, or is he highlighting? What did the women of Yusuf do?
Wasn't this like?
What did they do? They conspired.
Yeah, I mean.
They conspired to trap Yusuf, right? Right? Sorry, we're in the middle of a conversation.
Are you his son? Is he your son?
Why?
He just said I was taught his father. So
Yeah.
I just was interested.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll
Thank
be
you.
here another time.
Thank you. We're in the middle of a conversation right now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So no problem.
Great, thank you.
Bye.
Another time.
He asks me a question and he gets answers. Don't worry about it. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Yes, you can stay in. Yeah. So the point I was making was that where were we last before he
It's
came
about
in?
this idea of the maghafir and the swahibat.
Yeah. So he himself is telling you this, and in this hadith, what do I read? You read something. You read a lie. Okay. What do I read? I read love. Two different readings, yeah?
Or maybe
Because I'll tell you why.
irritating.
No, because there are two different lenses on the same hadith. Okay? For the viewers, let me explain what the hadith is. That where Aisha and Hafsa radiallahu anhuma, they decided that they're gonna do this thing.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, conspiracy. Yeah,
Quran calls it
absolutely.
conspiracy.
Why? What was the yeah, good. This is a very good point now you made. Conspiracy. They were conspiring.
فإن
Yeah.
تظاهر عليه.
Absolutely. Amazing. I agree. Shake my hands on that. What is the motivation for this conspiracy? I want now. Is first of all, is every conspiracy bad? Can
No,
can
no, not
can
necessarily.
yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Necessarily, yeah.
Conspiracies can be for moral ends too, right? Okay. So now this conspiracy, and I agree with you, it was a conspiracy. No problem with that. I'll give you that. What was the motivation for this conspiracy? According to the same reports you're using, to claim that they were lying, they were liars.
No, because it was an issue like of jealousy. This idea that he would go
Okay.
and
Why were they jealous? I mean, you guys claim they had no love for the Prophet. They were a bunch of munafiqat, right?
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
But now you're telling me they were jealous. Jealous of what?
that the Prophet would basically spend time with Zainab and
Why they don't get lost? A'udhu billah, summa a'udhu billah. Go.
no, I mean because
If a woman doesn't love her husband, she will be happy
well-
when he goes.
well, Rasulullah was just any man. First of all, second,
I agree,
Yeah.
but they don't love him.
No, but he will bring the ownership of this earth to them. So obviously
Fine.
for the
Fine,
most-
fine.
for ownership
But
and
do they?
being you know
So they are conspiring to attract him. But then they're not jealous. It's basically.
I mean,
it's-
for us, we have a hadith from the Prophet. I know you don't accept our sources, but it's in our like books where he says, "ما تدع عائشة عداوتنا أهل البيت." Aisha will never stop hurting us, the people of the Ahl al-Bayt.
lie.
So,
It's,
I know. I know.
It's an absolute lie. I don't accept it.
Of course
so,
you don't.
So let's
Now-
not bring it.
Yeah, but the point being is this
But
idea.
don't. That's the problem. You're using.
But I am understanding like the hadith based on that perspective that she's hurting the Prophet, whereby Allah Azza wa Jalla reveals an entire chapter condemning them.
No, there's no condemnation in there. That's a good
Yeah.
point. You're making a good point. Let's talk about
زاغ قلوبكما.
it. Good.
زيغ who's أهل الزيغ؟ أهل الزيغ أهل النفاق. البغوي in his tafsir.
Good point. Good point. I agree with you. Okay, that's what Allah said. How can I say Allah didn't say that? Right? Now let's talk about it. Let's read between the lines, as they say. Yeah. Let's get as I say. You know, I say the angel is in the details, not the devil. The angel is in the details. Let's go to the angel. Right? Firstly, your claim from the reports you that they were jealous. You said.
Yeah.
Do you still stand by that?
I mean, this is the Sunni understanding. I don't believe
Do
that.
you not accept? You don't
No,
believe they
no,
were jealous?
no.
So why were they doing? What was the motivation?
Just to hurt the Prophet, just to annoy him.
Just to annoy him?
I know.
Where's the evidence for that?
As I quoted the hadith in our
And
books.
if they wanted to annoy him,
annoy him.
why would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveal in the Quran, okay, that they are the mothers of the believers? Number one, and the Prophet knows what that means. Prophet knows what that means, and the Prophet keeps them to be the mothers of the believers. Who is to blame now? They are munafiqat. A'udhu billah, a'udhu billah. I'm using these terms so to make the conversation fruitful.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have to sometimes, as I say, to clean, rubbish. You have to get your hands dirty. So I'm getting my hands dirty now, unfortunately. Right? They are munafiqat. They are liars. They are conspiring against the Prophet. They want to hurt him, right? And they want to do all those things. And then Allah reveals the condemnation in the Quran, according to you.
Of course.
Then the Prophet, having known, and then the same Quran tells us, النبي أولى بالمؤمنين أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم النبي أولى بالمؤمنين من أنفسهم وأزواج plural
La ilaha illallah.
not a problem وأزواج
Yeah.
is plural
Yeah.
yeah it's at least it's more than one وأزواجه أمهاتهم
لا تتخذ القرآن عظيم. Do not take a verse and leave other verses, يا أخي.
yeah,
Allah Azza wa Jalla, what did he say? إن
Wait.
الله أعد للمحسنات منكن.
yeah
من كنا
Yeah.
تبعيض, yeah,
Yes.
just a few. من كنا
Yeah.
أجرا عظيما.
Yeah.
So for a wife to reach this high status, she must be what, muhsina,
Yes.
as per Surah Al-Ahzab.
Good, good.
So we cannot just
but
take one verse, you know, and Nabi
no, no
أولى
problem.
بأنفسهم.
I'm leading up to a point. Your understanding is what you say it is, and we're assuming the Prophet's understanding was the same, because you're not better than the Prophet. He had more knowledge. He was the man directly dealing with these individuals. Okay, they're conspiring, they're lying, they're cheating in the sense that they are trying to deceive the Prophet ﷺ, right?
By the way, just to say, I don't believe that, you know, Aisha committed adultery. I don't believe that.
Okay.
She did not.
Some
commit it.
Shia do.
They are idiots.
Yeah,
I don't believe
but
it.
they're dogs. I'm not saying they're idiots.
Whatever.
They're dogs. They're pigs.
Yeah.
They're actually these people who are barking on the izzah, the honor of the Prophet ﷺ are pigs. They're not dogs. Okay, dogs would be insulted. So I'm sorry, I don't usually use these words. But with these people, absolutely, no doubt. They're pigs. They're khanazir.
Even within Shia literature, there's no evidence, like literally no hadith evidence.
So these are khanazir. You agree with me, right? They're khanazir, right? So the point now is, and where do they, where are these khanazir born from? They are born from this kind of understanding. When you read a liar, a conspirator, someone who's after dunya, you're not far from calling someone adulterer. Why wouldn't you go as far as she was also an adulteress?
Because we're just people.
Yeah.
Allah Azza wa Jalla says that we must be just. So when someone doesn't, for example, the wife of Nuh and Lut, they also disbelieve it.
And we have clarity in the Quran that who the wife of Nuh and Lut were, right? We have clarity. That clarity does not exist with Ummahatul Mu'minin. I'll tell you why. Lut did not go back to his wife.
She perished. I mean, they all perished.
Good.
Yeah.
They perished.
Yeah.
Okay. Nuh, his wife perished. But let's say if she didn't perish, and Allah has declared them to be kafirat in the Quran, do you think Nuh and Lut would go back to them in the arms?
They were kuffar prior to that, and they were still married to them. The point being is, ya akhi, Allah Azza wa Jal, when he reverses this, the two qira'at.
I don't believe they were kuffar prior to that. No.
How?
No, they became kuffar because of the actions.
No.
The Quran does not say they were already kuffar. They were already. You're assuming this.
But if you go back to the tafsir of Tabari, pick up any old classical tafsir, Tabari, he will mention to you that the wife of.
Then the Prophet didn't know. The Prophet didn't know.
She would literally.
Why? If knowing well that is a kafira in my house and she's conspiring against me, you would say. So we believe the Prophet didn't know. Didn't have ilm al-ghaib.
No.
They didn't know.
No, ilm al-ghaib. I mean, this was zahir. This was apparent.
Why did Nuh alayhi salam say, "Oh Allah, that's my son"? And what does Allah tell him? Why? Does he not know? No. Allah is telling him something he doesn't know. And Allah told him, now don't say this again.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that's making a point.
This idea that إنه ليس من أهلك أنه عمل غير صالح.
So why is Allah telling him that? Because maybe Nuh alayhi salam was not aware of his status with Allah.
But this understanding that when, for example, the Prophet says something and Allah refutes or corrects, this is to show the people that, for example, if you have
we don't accept that. No.
That's
Allah is telling them what they don't know. This is akhbarul ghaib. Quran is khabarul ghaib. Quran came from ghaib. Allah is saying in the Quran, you were not aware.
No, look, ما كنت تدري, this idea of ما كنت تدري ولا the verses I'm not really.
Why is Allah saying you didn't know? You from the ghafilun.
Well, because
ghafil in the sense means unaware. Ghafil is unaware. You were not aware.
I know, but there was like two types of
unawareness.
No, not unawareness. It's because the actual verse, when it's talking about this in this instance, it's basically that Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, he must like show some kind of ignorance or bliss, not bliss, sorry, like ignorance towards that reality that that he's basically calling his son, and then Allah Azza wa Jalla says to him that he's not his son, but in reality he knows, but he what's it called? But he doesn't show this. Like for example, if I was to make a comparison, the Prophet sometimes he would intentionally make a mistake in prayer to basically show.
No, we don't believe that. No. You're saying the Prophet. No, you're claiming something about the Prophet without evidence,
Look,
you're saying that he would deliberately misguide, mislead people.
Can I just explain? I have actually quite like trouble in speaking. Like it's like a disability in a way.
Okay.
But it's just like
No, you're speaking fine.
yeah, I know, but it's just like I lag a lot and I stop a lot when I talk. I don't know why. It's just.
But coming back to the issue of why is you're saying.
But let me just explain this point. So when I said he intentionally makes a mistake, it's not that he's making a mistake. Allah Azza wa Jal changes his taklif to make a mistake in this instance, so that people know what they would do if they would pray.
No, we don't believe that. This is a spin. The Shia, if the Shia do believe this,
we do.
I don't know if this is your own opinion, the Shia opinion.
We do believe it.
Okay,
pretty
okay, yeah, they have to come up with these stories to substantiate their false ideas. Okay, Shias had to come up with a lot of stories in the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th century to substantiate some of their batil ideas, like the Quran, tahrif of the Quran, which is another topic.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe in it, but I will pull out.
And no serious scholar believes in that.
No, don't go there.
Al-Mufid,
Let's come back.
Al-Saduq,
Okay,
Al-Sayyid
let's come back to
al-Murtala,
that.
all that.
Let's come back to that. Let's come back to that issue. Let's come back. This is another tangent.
So
Okay.
can I just mention this idea of Aisha and then we can do something else?
Yeah.
So there are two qira'at. صغت قلوبكما
Yeah.
and زاغت.
Okay.
زاغت is the qira'ah of Ibn Mas'ud rahimahullah ta'ala.
No, it's not. Is it one of the 10?
No, it's not mutawatir,
Sorry,
but it's from him. It's from him.
So, now the Shias are claiming there's another Quran. Do you have another Quran? Right.
It's in Tabari. Go to any tafsir.
No. We know there are many qira'at attributed.
No, it's
to-
not actually. Look, there
Okay.
are qira'at Ashr mutawatira.
Yeah.
Which are the ones that we
Is
can-
it from them?
It's not.
Then it's not the Quran. Full
It
stop.
is. It is the Quran.
Brother, you know what the definition of the Quran is?
It doesn't necessarily.
You know what the
The-
definition of what is the Quran? What is the
That which
Quran?
Allah has revealed in
Through who? How?
Angel Gabriel.
No, the Quran that has been revealed to the Prophet by Allah, taught by the Prophet to the companions, and transmitted to us through authentic chains of narration
it is
and the
authentic.
and that can be found in the Masahif of Uthman. Okay, that's the Quran.
I mean, the Masah of Uthman doesn't really mean it.
Go to Iran and Iraq
Yeah, I know,
and
I
go
know.
to your Hussainiyat and pick up the Quran. That's the Rasam of Uthman. Whether you like it or not, you're reading the Quran compiled by.
No, Hassan Azam and Abi Abdurrahman Sulami and man.
No, the
And
Rasam.
Ali.
You know what
So,
the Rasam is?
I don't care of the Ottoman Empire, how they.
Brother, Rasam.
Yeah,
You don't know what.
No, Rasam, I know. The actual,
No.
like, writing of it.
Rasam has got nothing to do with the Ottoman Empire and
It is, isn't
and
it?
the Mamluks.
It is.
No, Rasam is what we find in the most ancient manuscripts. That's the Rasam of Uthman. Let me show you. This is the Rasam of Uthman. Okay, so that you understand. This is the Rasam of Uthman, brother.
That's in Birmingham, isn't it?
No, this is Sana.
Sana'a. Yeah,
This is
that's
Sana. This is what we call a Rasam of Uthman. If you Google Sana manuscripts,
Sana, yeah.
you will yes Sana manuscripts. You will see what I'm talking about to the brother. Rasam of Uthman is this. This is what we call this. The Shia have nothing other than this. This is what you're reading in your Hussainiyat. This is the Quran you're reading.
We don't rely upon Uthman at all.
Brother, you have no choice. You don't know about this.
No,
Maybe you don't know about this. You have no compilation of the Quran other than the compilation of Uthman.
No, we have chains of the Quran. If you go to Bihar and
First of all,
volume
the
100,
chains are irrelevant on their own if there is no rasam to back the chains.
we don't care about. I mean, it's oral transmission. We don't care about Rasul. If this existed or didn't, without the Quran.
No, Quran has been preserved. How has the Quran been preserved?
Tawatur.
No.
Yes.
Not necessarily.
How?
No. Tawatur, yes, tawatur.
That is the main.
Tawatur plus the Musahif. Brother, without the Masahif,
You know how many mistakes there can be in
anyone
Masahif?
can claim tawatur.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The Tawatur. When you get Tawatur, which means even if a group of Buddhists, atheists, and whatever,
Maybe Quranic studies is not the strongest point of your.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've looked because we have.
irrelevant.
No, it's not irrelevant. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't listen to me. Pick up Western non-Muslim scholars, Nikolai Sinai. There is this guy De Roche, Francois De Roche, who has written the Quran, the Umayyad Qurans. Okay, go and read the book, and then you will understand a bit more about the Rasam and the Sanad. What is the difference between Tawatur and Rasam? Okay,
I'll check him out.
so other than that, the issue of the Quran, the Qira you were going to use, we disregard it because it's not from the 10 Tawatur.
No one has regarded it. Ibn Kathir, for example, not Dimashqi, but another one.
Let me explain something to you. Just because a tafsir mentions something, like this was the
All
reading of it,
Tabashir, all of them.
Just if
I
it's
know
not,
you give me one text,
it's
one
not-
classical
it's
tafsir
not-
doesn't mention this.
It's not if it's not from the 10 qira'at. If it's not from the 10 qira'at, then it's not the Quran, brother.
No,
if
it
it's not
is.
from the, it is from the mutawatir.
Look, it's not from the Qira'at al-Ashr. But
Okay,
the issue
let
is,
me establish this. Let me make it easy. Any reading attributed to the Quran that does not have tawatur, is that the Quran? If I
it's-
claim something to be the Quran
if
today,
it's authentically transmitted, then yes. it
no,
is.
no. Listen to me carefully. My question: the Quran has to be tawatur.
No,
If
it
it's
doesn't.
okay, no, the Quran has to be tawatur, brother.
It doesn't.
That's the definition of the Quran. The
No, but I base my religion
this-
on the Quran and the Sunnah.
this-
If you bring me
This
something,
shocks me. Wallahi, this shocks me that you, as a Shia student, mashallah, you know Arabic, you are reading the reports in Arabic language and you don't know this basic fact about the Quran.
Ya akhi, this is something which people have come up with. This idea that qira'ah has to be mutawatir. There's no saying from the Prophet, Ya qawm, khudhu minni hadha al-Quran idha tawatar. This doesn't exist.
No, there
It's
is.
not- what-
How do we know this? How do we know that the Quran has to be from the Tawatur? How do we know?
It's just something people have.
No,
I mean,
no.
the-
Because
this is actually a major
of the
issue
Sahaba.
amongst
Because of the
Ash'ari.
Sahaba. Because of the
Yeah, of
Sahaba.
course, because
they did not accept any attribution at face value. They were asking for tawatur from the Sahaba. For example, when Uthman put down anything in the Mus'haf, it was not Uthman, it was a committee of the Sahaba who received parchments written down by Sahaba from different sources. 2 verses were not there in written. 2 verses. And the Sahaba knew these verses are from the Quran. 2 verses. The last verses of Surah Tawbah. And they were found with one Sahabi, Abu Khuzayba al-Ansari. He brought them. And they asked for another witness. He said, I'm the only witness. And they know it's from the Quran. But they cannot put it down because they put a very strict criteria to document the Quran. And then Abu Khuzayba al-Ansari, about him there was a report, when the Prophet ﷺ, had a transaction with a person, and he went back on the transaction. So Abu Khuzayma al-Ansari was passing through that place, and you know the story, yeah? Okay. And the Prophet said, we had a deal. The guy went back on the deal. And he said, we did not have a deal. The Prophet said, we have a deal. So Abu Khuzayma al-Ansari said, I testify that the Prophet had a deal. The Prophet said, you weren't there. How do you know? He said, Ya Rasulullah, we testify to the ghaib, that an angel comes to you and brings the Quran to you. This is far less than that. And Abu Khuzayma al-Ansari, the Prophet said about him that your testimony is equal to 2, not 1. That's why, to prove that point, they accepted that last 2 verses of Surah Tawbah from him. Brother, these things you need to know.
But look,
okay?
that story.
Okay, and I recommend a book for you. It is called History of the Quranic Text from Revelation to Compilation. Read that book and it will clarify a lot of these things to you, okay? A lot of these things we are discussing, you will know what the Quran is. Okay, firstly, you need to know as a Shia brother, as a student, what is the Quran? What this phenomenon called the Quran, what constitutes it? If you don't know, how can we even have a conversation? So now I'm explaining to you, the Quran is, so that qira'ah, that reading you were using, put it aside. It's not part of the conversation. It's not part of the discussion. It's not from the 10, right? Okay, put it aside. Not to be discussed. It's irrelevant. Now coming to the issue.
Look, this issue of tawatur contra ahad.
This is another issue. Wait. This is another discussion.
It is authentically transmitted.
Sorry?
It is authentically transmitted. This idea of Zagha, Zayd, and
You're still not getting my point.
Brother,
First,
the story
before you
mentioned-
continue with me, you need to go and check with your scholars, okay, and our scholars, what is the Quran. Then come to me, okay? Don't bring this up. Don't bring it. Because clearly you don't know. Clearly you're lacking in that.
Let me bring
okay.
because
Quran has to be tawatur. Full stop. Period. There's no other discussion on this. Okay. Every single word, every single verse of the Quran has to be transmitted to tawatur, not just authentic. Okay. That's a standard for the Quran. We have a very high standard for the Quran. Every single verse, I can stand here today in the 21st century, claim with confidence that every single verse of the Quran, every single sentence came from the mouth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In that way, the way it's written down. Okay, so now, coming back to the issue of Aisha radiallahu anha, you're claiming she conspired, she lied, and she had dunya at heart, not the love of the Prophet.
I had 2 hadiths. I only quoted one, the one of Maghafir. The other hadith is also Sahih Muslim. And basically the Prophet, he went to visit the graves, some graves of shuhada and so on, Sahaba. And then Aisha, she followed him. Okay, you know what I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Okay, so she followed him.
Very good.
So
Very good report. You're going to make my point for me.
She followed
Go
him.
ahead.
And then the Prophet realized that there's someone's following him.
Yes.
And then he rushes back and she rushes before him. She sleeps and she has like really high breath. She's breathing in and out, exhaling, inhaling in a quick manner. And he says to her, "Ma hada nafsu Ali? Why are you breathing so loud?" And she says, "Wala shay, it's because of nothing." Lie. You basically ran. It's not because of nothing. Then she says, فَلَهَدَنِي لَهْدَةً أَوْجَعَتْنِي. He punched me. لهدة is بجمع اليد. Bam! Right? He punched me and it hurts me. And she's narrating this years after it happening. So she still remembers that the Prophet physically hurt her. And what does Allah Azza wa Jalla say in the Quran?
Okay, wait.
يا أيها النبي.
What is the word for
لهدني.
punch?
لهدني.
Falahada.
لهدة.
Falahada. Falahada is not to punch. I checked from the qamus. I checked from the dictionaries. It means to press. Brother. Darab is, you can say darab is punch.
No, I mean,
One can argue, darab is striking. Falahada is to press, to burden. Check, Ibn Mandur. Go and check.
لهدة.
Lahada.
It is.
Lahada.
As far as I know, it is ضربته
No,
بجمع
you
اليد.
insist. I've checked.
بجمع اليد.
I've checked. Because Christian missionaries were using this against us.
Okay.
Not long ago. David Wood was using this against us. And I checked the meaning. Yeah, it's to press.
Yeah, but-
Falahada is to press.
Fair enough, but he still hurt her.
Yeah.
He still, no, he caused her. The Prophet caused her pain. The Prophet caused Aisha pain. He hurt her.
Yeah. So yeah, does that hurt?
Well, not me, but it hurt Aisha.
It doesn't hurt?
No.
Are you sure?
No, it doesn't hurt.
Brother, come
It
on.
doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yes.
Did she say I was hurt?
Yes, she did.
Yeah. It says that it hurt me. Okay, but I'm saying, did this hurt you? Does that hurt you?
Yeah.
Does that hurt you? Are you sure? Because it doesn't hurt him. Does that hurt you?
No, it doesn't hurt me, but if it did
No.
hurt me,
Does it cause you any pain?
No, but
Does it cause you any pain?
but even if I press on my on my body.
continuation of the story, what did she say after?
So the point, anyway, the point you're making is that Aisha radiallahu anha, she was doing something. This is amazing now.
And what does Allah say about this to the Prophet? يا أيها النبي جاهد الكفار والمنافقين واغلظ عليهم. So yeah. So is this not an example of ghilza, of harshness?
No.
How is it not? He hurt her.
Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar, unbelievable. So now you're telling me that
This is ghilza. This is an example.
okay. When Ali bin Abi Talib, when Ali bin Abi Talib struck Hassan on the chest,
Why did he do this?
when they failed to protect Uthman at the door.
Well, this is fabricated. It's false.
Okay, false. No problem. I'm not going to use it. If you're going to contest it, no problem.
Of course I'm not.
But we can have other examples from the Quran, where prophets Harun.
Harun Musa,
Wait. Now you're going to stand by. So now Harun is Na'udhu billah is from the Munafiqeen and the Kuffar.
No, of course.
So why is Musa so harsh with him?
Well, because
Musa did more than the Prophet did to Aisha.
Yeah, I know. He took him by the hair. I know.
Allahu Akbar. Come.
But the thing is,
So think before you make an argument.
No,
okay. So now again, let me come back to the main point I was making. Aisha radiallahu anha, you're saying she had dunya, she had this, and she this. Let's say the Shia story on Aisha is correct. It's an accurate one. Let's assume. You know who the blame comes on? The Prophet and Allah. Allah was Aisha the wife of the Prophet until he died.
yes.
She was. She was from the Azwaj. You agree? So she was the mother of the believers. You're going against the Quran.
The reason as to why I'm not going
The
against
Quran is in your neck.
No,
The Quran is the forelock on your neck.
Look, this is the issue. Qatila bint Qais.
Who?
Qatila bint Qais.
Who is she?
She was the wife of the Prophet. She
She was divorced. She was divorced. She was not
I
Ummah.
dare anyone bring me a single authentic hadith that the Prophet divorced. There's no.
Okay,
It's a true aqwal. It's saying.
she said, may Allah. Yeah, and this was also done by Aisha. This was also done. Let me help you. This was also the doing of Aisha radiallahu anha. Aisha radiallahu anha told her to say this.
No, it wasn't her. This was at the very I know what you're referring to. There was basically.
Okay, okay, let me help you.
I know what you're referring to. There's confusing there because there was some woman that the Prophet married, and she said to him, when the Prophet comes to you, say,
A'udhu billahi min.
it's not her. It's not her. It's not her. It's another woman.
Someone else?
Yeah, someone else.
Well, that one Prophet divorced. She was sent home.
She was, yeah, I know. This one he divorced, but there was
My question is, the Quran says, النبي أولى بالمؤمنين وأزواجه أمهاتهم.
أي من بقيت على ذمته.
لا, that caveat, the Shias have to add this. No, because it's not in the Quran. أي بقية. What do you mean أي بقية?
No.
Yeah.
أي بقيت على ذمته, which means that she remains a wife.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Because Qatila, she by the way, when the Prophet
I'm
died,
asking you, when the Prophet died, where did he die?
Died in the house of Hassan, died in the lap of Ali ibn Abi Talib.
In the house of Aisha. What was Ali doing there? Where's the Prophet buried? Archaeologically, brother, you are wrong. Archaeologically, forget about our Sunnah and Hadith and the Quran. A'udhu billah. Okay, archaeologically, archaeology will tell you, you don't know what you're talking about.
This Hujr in the Prophet was buried in is actually called Hujratul Nabi. This was as a
yes, good. Hujratul Nabi.
Yeah,
This is also called Hujratul Aisha.
No, this
it's in Bukhari, brother.
I know, but
وأشار إلى حجرة عائشة وأشار إلى حجرة عائشة.
I know.
Okay, وقال الفتنة ها هنا. الفتنة ها هنا. I'm helping you. Look. Where are you gonna find a brother like me? Shake my hand. Yeah. The Prophet pointed towards the house of Aisha radiallahu anha, and he said, "Al-fitnatu ha huna." Al-fitnatu ha huna. That mischief is there.
Yeah.
And the Shias love this. Oh, Allahu Akbar. Amazing. This love the Prophet. But when you go to Sahih Muslim, when you go to other books, it clarifies what it means. Because the house of Aisha was towards the east.
Was it not a lie?
There was
the hadith I quoted in Sahih Muslim when she was breathing out loud and
it's
a lie?
No, our reading of the hadith is the Aisha radiallahu anha, out of her love, she went after the Prophet. She loved him so much. She could not share him with anyone. She could not possibly share him with anyone. So she thought maybe the Prophet is going to another wife. There's nothing wrong with that. As a woman, she has emotions.
Why didn't the Prophet appreciate this extreme love that he basically
No man.
By the way, I don't believe the hadith is authentic. But I don't believe that
Muslim. Same Muslim?
No,
it's authentic.
It's sahih to you, of course. But
why would you? Okay, tell me why is it not authentic?
Well, because I don't believe that the Prophet was a one who hit women.
He didn't hit her.
Well,
that's the problem.
Okay,
you're reading.
No, fair enough.
You're reading.
Okay, wait. Fair enough.
He did not hit her.
I don't believe that.
No, that's out. That's out. Do you now believe it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you accept it.
No, I don't.
No, because hitting is out.
Let me change my phraseology.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that the Prophet was someone who would physically inflict pain on women. Is that better?
Okay, that's good.
Okay,
and I believe the Prophet did not mean to do that. The hadith doesn't say that. That he actually meant he pressed the falahada is to burden. Yeah. Okay.
That does not entail, first of all, a punch.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So it's not a punch. The punch is out of the question.
If she says that it hurts me, then you infer that a lahda would probably not have hurt someone.
Yeah.
If it was a punch, it would have been enough for her to say he punched me.
Yeah.
But the point that she added
Look at the word lahda, ya akhi.
the point that she added the word أوجعتني.
So no, look, our reading, brother, it's not a punch. It's not a punch. We're gonna waste time. Okay, it's the Prophet pressed her. So the Prophet ﷺ, he even in Badr, in the Battle of Badr, for example, when he was straightening the line, unintentionally he poked the stomach of a Sahabi, and it hurt him. The Prophet didn't want to hurt him, and then he said, "Ya Rasulullah, you hurt me. Lift the cloth." And then he kissed the stomach.
See?
Yeah. So Aisha. Wait, Aisha radiallahu anha. For your information, the Prophet died in her arms.
That's her claim.
Well, let me finish my claim. He died in her arms, and the last thing to enter his mouth was her spit, because her brother Abdurrahman walked in with the siwak, and the Prophet looked at the siwak. How do I know all of this story? This story we have made up, the Sunnis. How do I know it's true? I know it's true. The archaeology, we have so much evidence. There is not a historian, a serious historian, and it's not even the Shias who have some self-respect. they will agree that this was the house of Aisha. Why Abu Bakr is buried there? And who did they come for the permission? Who did they come to?
Aisha, because
Yeah, why? Why?
It
It was Hujra.
This Hujra is called Hujra al-Nabi. It was basically.
So where was Aisha? Where was Aisha?
She was in her own.
In this same place.
No, it's not.
Where is the house? Where is the house?
What is Hujrat al-Nabi?
It is basically the. In Arabic, we call it al-Barraniya, which is like
No,
a.
what he's saying is actually going
can I
against.
just- can I just-
Yeah.
Hujrat al-Nabi.
So-
Every one of the
Yeah, every.
was one of his
That's
wives.
correct. That's correct. The Prophet, he had his own hujra, which is a place. Yes, he did. Which is yes, he did. Yes. It was basically like a.
Where's the evidence?
It's in I believe in Sahih Bukhari in the.
Show me. That he had a hujra specifically alone for himself. If he did, why did he go for 29 days to the masjid? You know about that?
yeah,
If the
yeah,
Quran
yeah.
mentions
Yeah, I
it.
know.
So if he had his own hujra, this is, everything you're saying is going against you. Okay. Where did the Prophet live for 29 days?
In the mosque.
In the why? He has a hujra.
Well, he
He has a hujra to go to.
He secured.
No, wait.
He secured
He
himself.
had 9 wives, each and every single one of them hujra. The brother is claiming that the Prophet had a hujra with him. Why is he going to the masjid for 21?
Well, because he had to secure himself from the house. In the house.
No,
himself.
he went to the
So
masjid.
he left the house.
No, house. He can stay in his hujra and say, "Don't come to me."
No, his hujra is more like a barraniya. You know what that is? A barraniya is basically like
You're making. You know why you have to do this?
No, I don't have to. It's true.
I'll tell you why you have to do this. Because the fact that Aisha was the last person the Prophet ﷺ was touched by. Wait. And the fact that the Prophet died in her arms. And if this is true, brother. Okay, fine. Later. Let's establish this. If this is true, what I'm saying, that renders the Shia view of Aisha
Absolutely,
batil.
100%,
You agree with me?
100%, yes.
Allahu Akbar.
100%.
And if I prove to you from the sources, Shia and Sunnah, both sources, that the Prophet died with Aisha in her arms.
No,
Okay,
look.
okay, wait. In her hujra, and he was buried in that hujra because of that reason. And so was Abu Bakr and Umar.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Look. I'm going to say this. If you bring me an authentically transmitted hadith that mentions that Aisha died on the lap of, that the Prophet died on the lap of Aisha, I will leave the Sharia right now. Not wallahi.
Okay. Let me work. I'm gonna go to Shia sources. I'm not gonna go to Sunni because Sunni sources we have it.
Yeah,
We have
of course,
Bukhari.
Aisha
Aisha said,
yeah.
"Mata bayna hakinati wa daqinati," and no one challenged her. No one challenged her. Okay.
No, because she is the daughter of the boss. You can challenge her.
No, why would what boss?
What do you mean Abu Bakr?
People are not listening to her. So many times Sahaba did not listen to her. When she had an opinion.
When she wanted to.
الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم said, لو أن فاطمة بنت محمد سرقت لقطعت يدها.
Yeah, that's
There's no such thing as I would. You are accusing everyone in the community of lying because she's the daughter of the boss.
no, because
This is outrageous.
how is that right?
Sorry, this is outrageous. You're accusing the entire community.
No,
of Medina
not the entire
of
community.
lying
Not the
because
entire community.
Daughter of the boss.
Not the entire
This is why the
community.
Shia theology is the most radical. It's the most radical theology in history. You know that.
I'm really sorry. I'm losing.
It's
my
the
mind.
most radical
No,
theology because they do flips.
You know what is
Unbelievable flips.
You know what is outrageous? What is outrageous is her bringing an army killing thousands.
Maybe I got angry on the wrong.
That's another question we can address.
The claim.
What is angry? Tell him. Tell him.
Well, you are angry because I said that that no one would challenge her because her father is a caliph, is a leader.
No
the
one
boss.
would challenge them.
No,
Her falsehood.
Who will challenge her?
No one. If she says something
So,
false, no one will challenge her. That's what I'm saying.
Ali ibn Abi Talib had to initiate an army to stop her. An entire army, Jaysh.
An army to stop Sayyida Aisha.
I will show
Jamal,
you.
have you ever heard of Jamal? Are you like oblivious?
I will show you.
Jamal, an entire army. Well, of course, because he just mentioned to me how can Aisha,
If
what
yeah.
was it done to? What was it done to?
These are old Qurans.
Of course you are. He was the leader. Who sat on the Jamal?
Listen.
So I got the Jamal. Who
Don't
was
go to
that?
Mawqa'at al-Jamal.
This.
Don't go to Mawqa'at
This.
al-Jamal. It's not related.
I'm
telling you. You are telling me.
I'm bringing
you
it.
are
I'm bringing
claiming-
it. Yes.
You are
yes,
claiming that people will not confront the falsehood of Sayyidah Aisha, is she like? Because they fear the boss.
No, not necessarily.
More than they fear Allah.
Of course. Some of them, yes.
No,
Because
we
because
can challenge.
Look,
If
Osman,
you don't have respect for the people that the Prophet ﷺ did the tarbiyah to by hand for an entire
No, I do.
23 years,
I do.
then I can't talk.
No, they
I
have
do
a
have
radical view.
respect.
They have a radical view on this.
I
The
The
Shia
I do
believe.
have.
Wait.
No.
Let's
that's not
wait.
a lie.
Wait. The Shias, they have a view on this. They say that
We have
Tarbiyah,
some
the Tarbiyah
companions,
was
yes,
Ahlul
not
Bayt
all.
and some very chosen little companions.
No, 12,000 as I mentioned to you. Not
No,
not
that
few.
report, come on.
Authentic.
Because
Authentic
of the
who?
Shia of what they did, all the other sects that came out of the Shia, all these other sects, they divided.
Al-Khawarij are from the Shia.
First the Imama,
Al-Khawarij.
then Sab'iyya, and then Ja'fariyya, and then Ismailiyya, and
No,
then
no,
from
no.
Ismailiyya, Yazidiyya,
Yazidiyya, what?
and then whoever.
Who's
and then
Yazidiyya?
there's Isna Ashriyya, and then from those, and then there's the Alawiyya that
Wait,
came out of those.
this-
It's so dirty.
this
what
is
came
good,
out of
but
this.
we can-
Who do one deviance, all of this
We
comes
can
out of
address
it.
his
They're
points.
Sha'ira. No,
We can address his points.
I can do that as well. The Ash'ari, the Maturidiyya, the Salafiyya, the
If you
Deobandiyya, the
dare,
Baralviyya.
You are daring this
So-
thing.
And the
So
Shias
you have
are
the
one of them.
audacity of talking
The
on
Shias are one of them.
Yeah, but the Sha'ira, the Maturidiyya.
Shias are Mu'tazila, you know, by the way. In the theology, they're Mu'tazila.
If you dare to
The
talk
Shias are
against
Mu'tazila.
one companion,
Okay.
the rest is over. And
So-
this is the result.
Wait,
Imam
but
Muawiyah-
this is emotion, brother. This is emotions. This is emotions. No. But this is emotions. Don't keep emotions. We can deal with these arguments. We can address every single thing you throw.
I know the graves of the
Brother,
companions one by one.
Brother, emotion.
Jay.
No, don't be
Look,
emotional.
look.
Okay, wait. No, don't worry about it. He's emotional.
No, it's fine. I don't
Yeah,
mind. Don't mind.
So you have raised some good points, and we're addressing them. The hujra where the Prophet is buried. If
Yeah,
I
so-
show
so-
you,
so let me
if
show
I
you the
show
hujra,
you
yeah.
that it was the room of Aisha radiallahu anha, it's over for you. You're
course, of
finished.
course.
Two things. I always mention two things. That the Shayya falls on its face by two historic facts. Two, if we can show them, okay, that the Prophet died in the house of Aisha in her arms. That demolishes the Tashayyu completely. Why? Because the story falls on its face. That's why they have to deny it. Why would you deny it? They have to deny it because that they know the consequences. The second fact is Hassan gave bay'ah to Muawiyah,
Yeah,
not sulh. So
look-
the Shias, they play this game. They say no, there was sulh. This was a treaty. No, it was bay'ah.
Yusuf also gave bay'ah to what's his name?
No.
The Kafir.
No. How do we know that?
Wazir. He's a wazir. How is he not giving bay'ah?
Well, first of all, you're gonna have to prove to me that the king of Yusuf was kafir.
He was Kafir, of course he was. Yeah.
No, sure, prove it. You have no proof.
There's
You have no proof. It's an assumption. There's no evidence for it. Number one. Number two, even if he was a kafir, where is the evidence that Yusuf actually gave him bay'ah, which is a religious allegiance? Wait. Number one. Because now you're saying that Yusuf gave bay'ah, religious allegiance. Bay'ah does not mean a pledge of allegiance. Bay'ah in Islam means specifically religious pledge of allegiance. You are not only accepting the person as a political leader, you're accepting him as your religious spiritual leader. This is bay'ah in Islam. So you fail there. Your argument falls there. The next point is now, once we prove that Hassan gave bay'ah, a religious pledge of allegiance to Muawiyah, Shiaism, the Shayyu falls on his face. Whether you like it or not, that's the reality. Do you deny that he gave bay'ah?
Well, not in the way that you're framing it. We believe it's tanazul, which means that
It is in your sources.
being in my sources is one thing.
The word bay'ah.
Just like you're talking about Christian. He says, it's in your hadith that circumcision. Okay, it can be in my sources, but you have to show me it's authentic. Chain, it's not, haddathani fulan, fulan, it's authentic,
Okay.
I'll accept it.
Okay.
But if it's not, then obviously it's a false claim.
If I show you that
Authentic.
Hassan gave bay'ah, not only Hassan, Hussein and Qais bin Sa'ad bin Ubadah, who was reluctant, who didn't want to give
Qais
bay'ah,
bin Sa'ad
and
bin Ubadah.
Hussein told him, how dare you not give bay'ah to someone who Hassan gives bay'ah to?
Show me authentically, show me. inshallah.
Okay, I will show you from your. So it's, if your historians,
Historians, anyone can make a
Bakr
historian.
Majlisi,
No.
no, you don't accept.
Not in of itself. It has to be changed and authentic.
Rijal al-Kashi.
It has to be changed. It's not.
Okay.
So Rajal Keshi, the sources.
Okay.
The
If I show you from chains
Yes.
and the Shias don't dispute it,
Yes.
you will leave the Shia on this point. Yes.
If Imam Hassan alayhi salam says that you, O Muawiyah, are more.
No. Bay'ah. Forget about the caveats.
Like how?
Don't put conditions. Bay'ah. I say to him, I give bay'ah to you, you're Amir al-Mu'mineen, and I'm your follower.
Okay.
And that means Imam, Amir al-Mu'mineen, spiritually and temporally.
Okay.
Yes?
If that's there, I'll leave the share.
You know bay'ah means that in Islam, right?
Yeah.
Bay'ah,
Yeah.
the word bay'ah, not sulh. Sulh is a different matter. Sulh you can have with kuffar, you can have it.
Why would you need to say you're on class?
Because Muawiyah's ask is a يعني كفر ظاهري, يعني it's apparent. Yeah, because
And Hassan gave him bay'ah.
Yeah,
And not only gave the ummah to him, gave the entire ummah to him.
because he used to curse Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. He used to curse Amir al-Mu'mineen.
Show me. Wait. Show me.
Not in your books, not in your books. In my books, authentically.
Listen, if you tell me Harry Potter,
Look,
J.K. Rowling says
I'll also show
that
one-
Muawiyah used to curse Ali, I'm not going to believe
Fair
that.
enough.
Okay,
But
yeah.
there's one interesting thing. In Musannaf, and there's a...
I know the reports.
No, in Musannaf, Amir al-Mu'mineen used to, in his qunut, he used to say, Allahumma alayka bi Muawiyah. Allahumma alayka
That means nothing. That's not la'na.
How's it not lana?
That's not la'na.
What is it?
No, it's not la'na.
Why?
Because they were at war with each other. Why not? Muawiyah and Ali were not at war with each other?
You can't say that.
Okay, we disagree on history.
I'm sorry, but no. You misinterpret things. So the fitna that happened between the companions that led them to war, that was not like it's not like the way you imagine it, that they are fighting for dunya. If you want to imagine it like that, then that's your fault. Because you can't, I'm stressing that these companions are the ones that fought next on the side of the Prophet. These are the ones that risked their lives for the Prophet. And they went for him with him in every battle. They gave their money, they gave their lives and everything.
Those companions you're talking about, those who fought with the Prophet, who gave their money and their wealth, there's no dispute about them. No Muslim
But why,
can...
how come these companions were on both sides of the conflict?
No, that's not the case. Show me one companion who gave his wealth, who fought all the battles, and who fought against Ali. No one.
Against Ali.
Yeah, no one did this.
يلا من كتب الشيعة.
Yeah, من كتب الشيعة خير.
Okay, wait.
عدنا اسناد صحيح يا
خلاص no
من
problem.
الحلال.
Wait. الحسن رضي الله عنه بايع معاوية رضي الله عنه من كتب الشيعة. اوكي كتاب رجال الكشي. صفحة كذا وكذا. اوكي سمعت أبو عبد الله يقول إن معاوية كتب إلى الحسن بن علي أن
هو authenticated.
أن أقدم أنت و
هو authenticated.
Wait. الحسين وأصحابه.
Well, you can read it, but it's not
Wait. Okay, wait.
No,
The point.
authenticated, yeah.
Well, let me finish. The point I want to. فقال يا حسن قم فبايع. فقام بايع ثم قال للحسين قم فبايع فقام فبايع ثم قال قم يا قيس بن سعد بن عبادة. اوكي فبايع فالتفت إلى الحسين ينظر ما يأمره. اوكي فقال يا قيس إنه إمامي يعني الحسن.
يعني حسن إمام.
يعني Hassan is my imam, and what Hassan has done, do. Okay.
But who authenticated that hadith?
Okay, let's check. Check. You want to check?
Okay, Jibril
Okay.
bin who's the isnad? Jibril bin Ahmed وأبو إسحاق حمدوي. I mean, you
إبراهيم ابن
you have to
قال
basically...
حدثنا من عبد الحميد العطار الكوفي عن يونس بن يعقوب بن عن فضيل. Yeah.
So we have books where scholars have collected the Sahih hadith. So
Okay.
for example,
If this hadith, if these, okay, wait. First of all, how many Shia sources do we have? Rajal al-Kashi. Okay. Then مقاتل الطالبين لأبو الفرج الإصفهاني. كشف الغمة لأربلي. Okay. Okay.
Well, there's no isnad in them. I mean,
No.
the only one is
بحار الأنوار المجلسي. Okay.
Bihar al-Anwar is quite
Okay. He also has a hadith. Okay.
Let me see the chain. But look, that's the funny thing. Bihar al-Anwar is literally taking Abu al-Faraj al-Asbahani and copy pasting it.
Okay.
So it's the one source.
Okay, look, the point is, there are many Shia sources that report the wording bay'ah. Okay, my point is, if I show you, according to your, let's say we'll go to Al-Khoy. Okay, we'll check out what Al-Khoy has to say on this report. If Al-Khoy says this report is authentic, you're going to leave the Shayo. Yes? Are you sure?
Yes.
You're saying this on camera.
Yeah.
And you come here every week?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me bring back what Al-Khoy said on this. Okay, if Al-Khoy accepts, we're not going to deal with this. Wait, we're not going to deal with this spin.
He has
Okay.
to authenticate the chain.
Yeah, yes.
I don't take his opinion
Yeah.
just as an
Oh,
opinion.
okay.
The chain.
We're not gonna address his spin, how he explains it away, because Al-Khoi was a genius on spinning things. For example, with Zurarat ibn Ayyan, when Imams condemn him in Rijal
have to
al-Kashi,
authenticate.
he authenticates the report. He goes,
And he also authenticates the other
other
report
ones,
which
and
praises
then,
him.
and then he, what does he say? The Imam
Jump.
was doing taqiyya.
Yeah.
Imam was doing taqiyya.
Just like-
We're not going to accept that bakwas.
Just like Malik was doing taqiyya by not narrating from a sadiq, so it's known.
No, that's not taqiyya.
How is it not taqiyya?
That's not taqiyya. That's tadlis. We call it tadlis, brother. Taqiyya is outright lying, contradicting each other. One place you're saying the sky is blue, another place you're saying no, it's green. Okay, that's taqiyya.
Not
Okay?
necessarily.
Yeah. No.
Taqiyya can also be, for example, that I don't.
Hiding is not taqiyya. That's tadlis. We call it hiding your source just because you don't want to reveal your source. That's tadlis. We have a term for that. Okay.
Okay.
So now, once I will go, and I want all of you brothers and sisters paste the links from Al-Khoi, where he authenticated this report from Rijal al-Kashi, where Imam Hassan, Hussein both gave bay'ah to Muawiyah radiallahu an. And if you can help us, inshallah, find the research, post it in the comment section so that my brother can see it as well, inshallah.
It has to be authentic.
Okay.
That's
And of course, Khoi. Al-Khoi is authentic. Al-Khoi is the Al-Bani of the Shia, right?
Okay.
Yeah? Al-Khoi, why did I mention Al-Khoi?
So show it to me now.
Huh?
Show it to me now.
I don't know. I'm going to have to find this report. Okay,
Why
one
post it?
second. One second. We'll post it. Al-Khoi. Oh, subhanAllah, where did it go? Yeah, Al-Khoi. Let me cut and paste it.
Let me just see it first now. Jibreel ibn Ahmed.
Okay, just take this hadith. The problem is, doesn't mention the hadith. Hadith had 176.
Well, the taba'at are different as well.
No, Rijal al-Kashi.
Yeah, but the
Al-Khoi has the takhrij of Rijal al-Kashi, right? He does.
No,
No,
it doesn't have
no,
takhrij.
you can find it.
I mean,
You can find Al-Khoi on Rijal al-Kashi.
in Mu'jam Rijal
Al-Khoi-
al-Hadith.
Yeah,
in
in
Mu'jam Rijal
Al-Mu'jam.
al-Hadith.
Yes, in Al-Mu'jam. He's done, because other reports from Zurara, he's done takhrij for them.
Yeah.
So let's find out if this is Sahih, brother. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Not with Ali, not with Ali Waliullah, because we already believe that. We don't need to say it. We don't need to say it. Ali Waliullah. Okay, we all Ali Waliullah, Abu Bakr Waliullah, Uthman Waliullah, Umar Waliullah, and all other Sahaba who
Do you think
died
Waliullah-
believers. Yeah,
Do you
all
think
of them.
Waliullah would go to the house of Fatima and threaten her with fire?
Okay, that's a good. Have you read the report?
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
That report goes against you.
How?
You're reading the one from Musannaf,
Yeah,
yeah? Musannaf. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Have you read it in Arabic?
Yes.
Pull it out. It's going to go against you. It's going to show you something you may not have. Just like you've been quoting reports, and in those very reports there is argument against you. Just like this one, we will show you that in this very report there's an argument against you. You can. It's finished, nearly finished. Okay, Musannaf, the one in Musannaf, read. Musannaf of Ibn Abi Shayba. The report,
حدثنا محمد بن بشر ثنا
read
عبيد
the
الله
chain, leave the chain, go straight to the matan.
أنه حين بويع لأبي بكر بعد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم كان علي والزبير يدخلان على فاطمة بنت رسول الله فيشاورانها ويرتجعون في أمرهم فلما بلغ ذلك عمر بن الخطاب خرج حتى دخل على فاطمة فقال يا بنت
فقال, now read very slowly, فقال, what is Umar saying?
يا بنت رسول الله
يا بنت رسول الله.
والله ما من أحد أحب إلينا من أبيك
الله أكبر. والله ما.
والله ما من أحد أحب إلينا من أبيك
Okay.
وما
وأنت.
I'm going to read it. وما من أحد أحب إلينا بعد أبيك منك.
Minki, okay.
Yeah.
Now stop there. Do you believe this part?
Yeah.
Yeah? You believe that Umar loved the Prophet, and after the Prophet he loved.
I believe that Umar said this, but it doesn't
No,
mean.
no. Okay, you believe Umar said this, but you don't believe he actually meant it. Ya Allah.
No, because
Okay, in this very report, Umar is saying, I did not love anyone more than your father, and after your father, I do not love more anyone more than you.
But I will tell you
The
why.
daughter of Rasulullah, Fatima.
But I will tell you why I don't believe it. Why I don't believe that? Because right after that, he negates all of this.
Okay, okay, wait. Before you read forward, you believe the report.
Yeah.
It occurred.
Yeah.
Yallah. Go. Keep reading.
Okay.
And you're gonna now inshallah, see how this report goes against you.
وأيم الله ما ذاك. And then he says وأيم الله ما ذاك, which means that my love for you, O Fatima, and my love for your father, this will not prohibit me. وأيم الله ما ذاك بمانع إن اجتمع هؤلاء النفر
Yes.
عندك
Ah,
أن أمرتهم wait
That-
أن يحرك عليهم البيت.
Okay.
That if these people gather, if
Yeah.
Ali gathers,
Yeah.
if Zubair gathers, this will not prohibit me from burning your house down.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is-
Okay.
this is love.
Keep reading. Keep
Yeah.
reading.
Okay.
Then the next part.
Now, what is this though? What is
No,
this?
no. Yeah. Good. This is actually clarifying what the situation is. Now
Okay.
keep reading, because that part is also part of this hadith.
قال أسلم, and Aslam says فلما خرج عمر خرج
فلما خرج Umar is gone.
Yeah, جاءوها.
Having said this, so context is Umar sees Zubair and Ali radiallahu anhuma entering the house of Fatima and talking to each other after the election of Abu Bakr, right? So Umar hears about this and he thinks that there is some bickering going on. Some people are meeting each other and they're trying to, maybe they're thinking of challenging the election, right? So he goes to Fatima. Umar goes to Fatima. He says, first, before he says anything,
How
he
did he
says,
come in? How did he come into the house?
by the permission. The details are
No, doesn't say that.
no,
say
he
that.
doesn't walk in just like that in the house of
he
Fatima.
could
Yeah,
have,
come on.
he could have
Come on.
kicked down the house.
No, not when Ali's inside.
He wasn't inside.
Not, we don't believe Ali was a mouse.
He wasn't
We
inside.
don't believe Ali was a mouse. Okay, not when Ali's inside. No, if one of my cousins or even if my brother walks inside my room without my permission, he
wasn't
knows what's
inside.
coming.
He was-
Okay, so yeah. So wait,
He wasn't inside. He wasn't-
wait, brother, wait.
No, because
So now the context. Wait. No, you're reading things that are not there. Read things that are already there. Don't read things that are not there. So read what's there. So after
الحديث فيه أنهم قد جاءوها بعد ذلك. So they weren't there.
no. This
what he
hadith,
says.
you use this hadith.
If he enters by
Wait, it's gonna,
first of all against the basic salat.
It's true.
brother. This is No, forget that.
Your honor as a before your
Even if it's not there, you cannot assume the worst for these people. How are you making things up? In your mind, you make it. Umar just walked in.
No, but
When even the daughter of the Prophet, and then what is he saying? I did not love anyone more than your father, and after your father, I did not love anyone more than you. And he walks in.
No, but
This doesn't fit the story, brother.
when he says that, when he said
Bani Hashim will be against
بني هاشم هو أخي
Bani Hashim ايش يا حبيبي؟
العباس
ما بين عباس
أخي
Wait.
ما في عقيل ما في
Wait.
عبد الله بن عباس طفل صغير.
We are going on a tangent. Let's continue reading. Let's continue reading.
How old-
Then Umar
How old
left.
was
It doesn't matter.
How old was he? How old was he when the Prophet died?
Then Umar left.
But
Let's go to the hadith source. Leave tangents.
حتى بني
Wait, brother, tangent. That's tangent. Umar left.
yes.
وخرج عمر.
فلما جاءوها فقالت تعلمون أن عمر قد جاءني وقد حلف بالله.
Wait. Who is speaking now? Fatima.
Yeah.
What is she saying?
Do you know that Umar has come?
Umar came.
He came to our
قد
home.
جاءني.
Yeah.
He came to see me. Yes, and
وقد حلف بالله and he swore by Allah.
he swore by Allah.
لئن عدتم.
Yes. Uttum.
Yeah. If you go back to what.
So she's not part of it.
Well, she's lives in the house. Yeah. Okay. Well,
No.
she's in the mountain.
La.
Yeah, it's her home. It's her home.
She is telling them what Umar said.
Yeah,
So
but it's her home. So when Umar burns the home down, she's gonna, where's she going to be?
no problem.
Where's she going to be?
Continue reading.
What is that?
So what? I agree with you.
You're
I
right,
agree.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's continue reading.
Okay.
Let's see whether she agrees with Umar or not. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. She agrees with Umar.
No,
Well, let's see.
I know we're going to refer to it.
Let's see. Go.
وأيم الله ليمضين لما حلف عليه فانصرفوا راشدين.
No.
What does it say?
Let me read.
Yeah. Sorry.
My Arabic is not very good, so I'll try my best to read. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this was what I don't really know what it says. Full rule.
تعلمون أن عمر قد جاءني وقد حلف بالله لئن عدتم
إن عدتم.
عدتم
Yeah.
ليحرقن
ليحرقن. Yeah.
ليحرقن عليكم البيت.
Yeah.
عليكم البيت. Okay, you people.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's talking to them.
Yeah.
وأيم الله. What's this?
ليمضينا
ليمضين لما
حلف به.
حلف عليه. Okay. فانصرفوا
فانصرفوا راشدين.
Okay.
I
Then
think there's some تصحيح there. This one doesn't make any sense here.
ولا ترجعوا إلى فانصرفوا عنها ولم يرجعوا إليه حتى بايعوا لأبي بكر.
Yeah.
Okay, now. Okay, wait. You are saying, wait. You can. I'm not going to run away. Wait. This brother said he believes the whole report. You believe all of it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now we're gonna challenge the Shia. I'm not gonna run away with your phone, man. Hey, I'm kidding.
No.
This iPhone is probably three times more. So wait.
I'm just like
now
really-
you're gonna stand by this, yeah? Because you said earlier you accept the whole report. Good. You only focused on the part where Umar came and said what he said. Yeah? He came and he said these people are coming into your house, and your love is not going to prevent me from doing this, that I will burn down the house on them. Okay, she has this, Fatima radiallahu anha, she takes this message to those who are being referred to, people who are being talked about. Who? In this case, Zubair and Ali. She tells them both. Umar came and he said this to me. And then having heard this, what do? They both leave. Yes? Is that what the hadith is saying?
Yeah.
They both leave. Okay, they both leave. They do not say why is Umar doing this. I mean, we can't make those assumptions. Something that's not there, we can't assume. Okay, so they did not challenge. They did not say anything. They left. What do? They go and bayu li Abu Bakr.
Yeah.
They go and they give bay'ah to Abu Bakr. Do you accept that?
Yes.
So Ali
And
and
Zubair.
Zubair gave bay'ah
They
to
did-
Abu Bakr. خلاص.
Well,
خلاص. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
well, that's
If you are sincere,
no. Look.
if you are sincere, you said you accept the part where Umar came and threatened what he
Look,
threatened. But if you accept this part that Ali gave bay'ah, again, first of all, you said Hassan, you have to bring something authentic,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
That he gave bay'ah to Muawiyah, and then I will leave the shayyo.
Yeah.
Khalas. I haven't done that yet. But here you produced a report which you are using against me to claim that Umar was kaza wa kaza. But I'm saying, do you accept the hadith? You said, yes, I accept the hadith because of this. That I believe Umar said this. Okay? But then if you accept the hadith, now you have an authentic hadith which you accept, which tells you that Ali gave bay'ah to Abu Bakr. If Ali gave bay'ah to Abu Bakr, game over. It is even better than Hassan giving bay'ah to Muawiyah. It is, I mean, to Shia it's worse. To Shia, to the Shia Itna Ashariya, who was the bigger criminal? Muawiyah or Abu Bakr? Abu Bakr. I am telling you Abu Bakr. Okay? So if Ali is giving bay'ah to Abu Bakr and you accept that, khalas,
Well,
welcome
no,
to the house of Sunnah.
Brother.
And take these rings off because they are.
No, this is from the Sunnah. This is from the Sunnah.
That is not from the Sunnah.
اتخذتم باليمين من السنة يا قوم.
No. The Sunnah is Muhammad Rasulullah. The Prophet had a ring.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. I'm not
not
gonna-
these white stones and blue stones and green stones. The Shia, they attribute all kinds of powers to these
No, I
stones.
don't believe in any power.
No,
It's
they
just-
do. They do. Trust me. You
Well,
know, and I know they do.
I don't. But
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know.
There are Shias who have this.
I know
They say
some-
if you turn it around and make dua like this,
I know.
yeah,
I know
your
some
dua will be
awam-
accepted.
I know some awam, like general people who
Make sure the stone doesn't escape your hand.
Okay,
you know?
so we talk about sincerity,
Yeah.
but we also have to be sincere. Yeah, we
Yes.
can't just tell.
Yeah,
people
I agree, I agree.
So
I
so
agree.
so in this hadith,
Yeah.
or this this riwayah, this more appropriate term.
You accept it, yeah?
Yeah, I told you I do. But
But that's it. Then you accepted
No,
that Ali gave bay'ah to Abu Bakr.
look, I didn't say that I accepted the statement of Aslam where he says that when after they left that Ali and the Zubayr did bay'ah. I do believe that.
You don't accept that part.
No.
You're doing the same thing the Christian was doing to us.
What-
When he quoted the hadith that the Prophet had a Christian scribe, not giving the details.
By the way-
So I asked him, do you accept the whole hadith or part of it? He said, no, I accept this part. I said, why not the full? You know, because the other part says that same Christian who became a murtad after writing this wahi, when he was put into the grave threw him out 3 times. So I said to this Christian, this hadith proves
I'm not
that
doing-
Rasulullah
I'm
was
not-
a true prophet of
I'm not
Allah
doing
because
the
this
same
was a
thing.
miracle. The grave. So he said, no, I don't.
I'm not doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Aslam, what he's doing here, he's a very close ally to Umar. He was actually Aslam was
So,
released.
so be honest, you're choosing now from the hadith.
No, I'm not choosing. I'm telling you that when Aslam, for example, says فَدَخَلَ عَلَى فاطمة, that Umar, when he came and he entered upon
okay?
he entered upon Fatima. So I question, how did he enter? We don't know, because Aslam did what? Ta'miyah. Completely, just watering down, changing words here.
How
and
do
there.
you know?
Because فدخل كيف دخل?
Because you
How
have,
did he go in?
Because you have built a narrative it took you about 300 to 400 years to build a
it
narrative,
was there from the
and
beginning,
that
actually.
narrative cannot be seen in that hadith. So you have to really
كيف دخل
dance.
عليها? How did he come into the home?
Okay,
Did he knock on the door?
okay, because okay, we can show you from the
How does he know
Quran.
what message? Is it
No,
from his daughter?
we can show from the Quran. Again, there are examples. There are examples. Okay, for example, there may be other examples where people are entering house. There are default positions, brother. They don't need to be said. They don't need to be said.
Look, when-
Umar just cannot walk into the house of Fatima. This is absurd. This is to imagine that you're not only insulting Umar, you're insulting Fatima. What is Fatima doing? Now, according to the same report, Fatima is having conversation. She's talking to him. Firstly, we believe this discussion took place between them. There's a veil. There's a veil. Umar could not be talking to Fatima directly. We don't believe that. Okay. So when Umar entered, there must be a due protocol. He probably seek permission. He went inside. When he was granted permission, there was a veil, and he spoke to Fatima. Oh, the daughter of Rasulullah. So if he just walks in, can I walk into your bedroom? Are you married? You're not married. Inshallah, one day you'll be married. You're married. Or even you're not married. If I walk into your house, you, what's your name? Mustafa. One day you get married, inshallah, and you're not home, and I open the door and walk in. Even though you know me, Adnan Rashid from Park, whoever, what are you gonna do to me? Be
I
honest.
would contact you and say, why did you do that?
At least you will register your protest. You will say, brother, this is not good. Ali ibn Abi Talib is working for Umar. Later on, we have non-Muslim sources telling us, neither Shia nor Sunni, Christian sources, they write that when Umar came to take the keys of Jerusalem, Ali was appointed in his place in Medina as his Naib. Why is Ali working with people who are walking into his house? What have you made Ali? You people have turned Ali into some kind of, A'udhu Billah, I don't like to use the word, some kind of coward who has no shame, no honor. Umar can beat Fatima. He broke the door on her.
What happened
She
when-
died. She died because of the miscarriage.
Yeah.
And Ali is standing around. And what excuse? Oh, he was taking all of this for Islam. He didn't want to cause fitna. I don't care about fitna. If someone puts his hand on my wife, I don't care about fitna or no
If you
fitna.
wanna, if you wanna talk about Shia hadith, we can do that. But you just like grossly misrepresented it because we don't have an account.
What does your narrative constitute? Your narrative is claiming, directly or indirectly, that Ali bin Abi Talib was seeing all of this happening, and he was silent. Yes or no?
No.
He was not silent?
No, absolutely not.
Was he violent?
Yes, definitely
Violent.
was.
He
Definitely
fought,
was. Absolutely.
He fought Umar,
He was Umar, he fought Khalid as well.
and then why did he give his daughter to Umar?
Not authentic.
It's in Al-Kafi authentic.
It is, but
It's in Al-Kafi, it's authentic.
show me.
Okay, if it's authentic, then what? Again, you will leave the Shia for the
No,
fifth time.
no.
For the fifth time,
No,
you will
I
leave.
said-
If it's
I said-
authentic.
Look, I know what you're going to refer to. This idea of Imam Sadiq.
Okay, who is Kulthum?
Is she? Ali. Yeah.
Is she the daughter of Ali?
Yes.
Was she married to Umar?
No.
You don't believe that?
No.
So there was no son called Zayd.
No.
Even Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq, when he said that she was in the house of Umar, and after the death of Umar, she was brought back to the house of Ali.
That's Tawriya. That's Tawriya. Because Sheikh al-Mufid clarified this issue, where he completely outright denied it.
I know why he clarified, because it is one of those points. It is one of those points where the Tashayyu falls. Because if Ali had a daughter, Kulthum, and if she was married to Umar, and Ali was silent on that marriage, not only silent, he gave the daughter to a criminal, let's say, A'udhu Billah. I mean, I had this conversation before. There were some Shia guys, they were saying, oh,
Sheikh al-Mufid mentions this issue and he
and
denies it.
what does he say?
He says, Mawdu', this is fabricated.
Okay. You know when they started saying this, when was Sheikh Mufid alive?
He's
4th century. 4th century, good.
He's a student of Saduq.
Before the 4th century, show me any Shia scholar, authority denying it. Show me.
I don't know it by heart. But
Why did it take Shia 4 centuries? Just like the Christians, it took them 300 years to come up with the Trinity. The Shia, it took them 4 centuries to start denying it. And it was in the 4th century again when some Shia scholars started to deny those reports on the tahrif of the Quran. You know, because there are 2,000 reports.
Imam al-Baqir denies Tahrir.
No.
Yeah, Kafi.
No,
we have an authentic hadith where it says, إنهم أقاموا حروفه وحرفوا حدوده,
Okay.
which means that the huruf of the Quran, the actual
You know
wording of the
Kamal
Quran.
Haidari, Kamal
I don't take him as authority. He's
No,
misguided.
no problem. But he made a very interesting point.
He can make all the claims he wants.
No,
He's-
no, no.
he's-
I'll
he's no
tell you
one.
what he said.
He's no one.
I'll tell you what he said. He's a Shia scholar.
No, he's not. No.
I mean, people think he's a scholar. Some people think he's a
Who
scholar.
thinks he's a scholar?
Some his followers.
Bashir Najafi, do you know who Bashir Najafi is? He's a Pakistani origin. Actually, but he's one of our scholars.
I don't know what that
I
is.
mean, I'll probably
But let me explain something.
But he clearly outright
Kamal
said-
Haidari, he said that the Shias, when they deny those reports, 2,000 reports on the corruption of the Quran.
Those
the Shia
reports
books
don't-
have those reports.
No.
Wait. You want to see those reports?
I know. We
2,000.
I know.
Tawatur.
yes.
There is tawatur.
But-
Wait now.
There's-
What does he say when the Shias deny these reports? When they do away with them,
We don't deny
brush them. Oh no, these reports. What they are doing is they are brushing away all the reports on
don't deny
Imam.
them.
Wait, you don't deny them?
No, I don't
The
deny
hadith of Tahrif.
Yes. Tahrif. When we talk about Tahrif, what are we talking about here? We're talking about Tahrif of the actual Quran, of the Nas?
No, the Nas.
No.
The Nas.
No. When we talk about Tahrif,
Are you denying the report on the corruption of the Nas?
I don't deny that those exist, but
They
they're
don't-
not.
okay, and those reports are
Can
the same reports reported by the same people who are reporting on Imama.
Absolutely. But
Good.
the thing is that
Now
when
we're
we talk
talking.
about, for example, one of the known hadiths
Yeah.
that we have is that the, that the Quran was revealed in 17,000 verses. Yeah,
I'm not talking
it's
about that
authentic.
one.
It's authentic. I
yeah.
believe in it.
Okay,
So
I'm not talking about. Why? You're attacking
I'm
Showman.
helping you.
No,
I'm helping
you're not
you.
helping
Of
me
course I am.
because I am not talking about that one. I'm talking about where there are specific verses given in
Yeah,
reports
yeah.
that these were taken out and these were added in.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
yeah.
those.
So-
Those lies.
Okay.
Those lies. When Shia says these are lies, these are fabrications,
They're not. No.
then they're not
Most of-
fabrications. Yeah.
Most of them are not.
Okay.
There is a few number of them.
So
that
you do
are.
believe in the Tahrif of the Quran?
Not in the way that you're referring.
No,
So when we talk-
outright corruption by the
No,
Sahaba.
we don't, no.
Because that's what the reports are saying.
The reports,
The Sahaba did all these other crimes.
No, the reports are saying this.
the because it's from Ali ibn Abi Talib. You know, Hafs and Asim and Abi Abd Rahman al-Sulami. and Ali-
They are from the Ahl Sunnah, by the way. They're not Shia.
No, they're not.
No,
Hafs is a kadhab according to your books.
No, he's not. Show me.
Yahya ibn Ma'in says kadhab.
Okay, show
Yahya ibn
me.
Ma'in
Show
says
me.
kadhab.
You're gonna show me.
I'll show you.
Show me. No problem. Wait.
Hafs is a kadhab.
Okay, show me. Show me. And you're gonna have to show me that qawl attributed to Yahya bin Ma'in is authentic. Inshallah, today we will have inshallah, either I will take the Shia Shahada or he will take the Sunni Shahada. Either I will become Shia or he will become Sunni.
I know
Khalas,
this-
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that.
This is a judgment of us in his hadith narration.
No. I know the
even
claim.
if we say hadith,
I know exactly what the claim is.
But
I know, but
they're saying kadhab. Like,
yeah, show me Kazab.
Yahya ibn Ma'in, he used
Show
the
me-
word
and you're gonna
kadhab.
show me
Not
that qawl.
not da'if, kadhab. He used that word.
You're gonna show me
Yeah.
Kazab may not be that he used to forge hadith.
Yahya,
Kana yada.
no, kadhab. He says he's a guy liar. He's a liar.
Okay. You're gonna show me. You know these aqwal, yeah, in the books of Ilm al-Rijal, yeah? Yahya bin Mu'in, okay, Yahya bin Sa'id al-Qattan, or Sufyan al-Thawri, and all of these aqwal in the books of
Al-Razi,
Rijal.
yeah.
No. You have to show the chain.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you aware?
Look,
Are you, when you claim Yahya bin Mu'in said
Yeah.
so and so and such and such, you're gonna have to show me,
it's
right? It's like anyone saying anything. You're gonna have to show me the chain because there is no chain, brother. There's no chain. If someone says Yahya bin Mu'in said this, who cares? I can throw it on the wall. If there's no
as far
chain.
as I recall, it was in. I can't find it right now. Huh? Sahih, but
Brother, it doesn't. Let me explain. It doesn't exist. Okay.
No, it does.
No.
I've read it.
The chain. It is not authentic. It's not from Yahya bin Mu'in. It is an attribution.
Are
Just like.
all أقوال of Yahya ibn Ma'in musnada? Are they all changed?
No, not all.
So that's the minority of hadith.
The ones that are not musnada are not
Look,
acceptable.
your entire fiqh is not musnad.
No, it is. Our fiqh is based upon hadith.
No,
Our fiqh
the
is
قال of Abu Hanifa, قال Abu Hanifa كذا, قال الشافعي كذا.
the ones that are not musnad, they're worth nothing to us. I'm telling you.
That's like 90%. That's 90%
No,
of the
brother,
hadith.
you don't know. You don't know our sources. Do you know our sources? Why do we have Ilm al-Rijal, the books of Ilm
For example,
al-Rijal?
what's his name? This guy
Okay, wait.
from Spain.
Name the books of Ilm al-Rijal. Do you know the books we have on Ilm al-Rijal?
um,
Al-Isaba. We have
yeah,
Al-Isaba.
by
And we have the ones before as well.
I mean, Sir Alam al-Mullah is used as well, right?
We have so many.
Yeah.
We have so many. Okay, the point is,
Asaba ibn
when you
Hajar.
go and read the books of Rijal, they give the chain for the qawl as well. When they say qala Fulan ibn Fulan, they give the chain. This is the chain. Okay, so if you bring something out and say, this is the Shia. The problem with the Shia brothers is, yeah, they are partially, when they look at our sources, they are partially blind. You know, when your right side is working and the left side is not working, or left side is working, the right side. So they are blind, they half blind. When they're looking at sources, they have their baggage in the mind, then they have this completely dirty lens when they're looking at the Sahaba and our sources, and they're reading. Like, for example, when you read that hadith from Musannaf ibn Shaybah about Umar threatening Fatima, if you read that hadith completely, okay, you would see that that hadith dismantles tashayyu'. It doesn't resurrect tashayyu', it dismantles it. Why? Because in the same report, the Rawi is saying that both of them, they went and gave bay'ah to Abu Bakr. Game over, period. The whole reason why Umar was angry was the fact that they haven't yet given bay'ah to Abu Bakr, and they're having these meetings, private meetings.
So what do we do?
Okay.
We basically go to the house of the Prophet's daughter and we threaten them. You know, even in Sahih Muslim,
It's not your place to criticize them, because you, 21st century, okay, those people were big people. They were superior to the
Umar
rest of the Ummah.
was literally very like.
Umar, no, Ali, even Ali.
No, Ali wasn't as tall as Umar.
We're not talking about physical, brother. We're not talking about.
He said that you know, Umar was a big
I'm not
guy.
talking about physical. I'm not talking about physiology. I'm not dismissing. I'm talking about the status with Allah. They were big people. Okay, it's like your mother and your father. I'm going to pose a question to you. Your parents, do they argue? Don't tell me they don't argue. Do they argue? Yeah, they argue.
Everyone argues.
Okay, it's possible that sometimes pots can be flying around. It's possible.
Oh,
No, I'm not saying it does happen in. It happens in households.
No.
Where, okay, now the kids are watching. Do the kids have the right to stand up and say to the mother, "You are a bitch"?
No.
Yeah, sorry to say, or say to the father, "You are X, Y, and Z." Do the kids have the? If the kids do that, what are you going to call those kids? Those kids,
They're very disrespectful.
Disrespectful, rude. I'm sorry, I'm going to say pieces of shit.
Oh.
I'm sorry to say that. I'm going to be blunt, right? These kids are spoiled, and you have raised very bad kids, right? And those kids cannot belong to a decent parents, okay? Because if the parents are decent, kids wouldn't be doing that, right? So likewise, if people today are pointing fingers at people who lived in the 7th century with all the statuses, there is no evidence that Ali ever cursed Umar.
There's actually a very interesting hadith where Umar says to Ali, كنت ما ترياني كاذبا آثما غادرا خائنا والله يعلم أني, you know, Sahih Muslim, where you know the issue of Fadak, Abbas and Ali, they come to Umar, and then Umar says to them that you two see me as a liar, as a treacherous person, as a deceiver, as a, you know, the hadith. It's not hadith. So that there is actually some indications that, you know, very early on there were problems.
Okay.
In our hadith,
this is Ali's opinion.
No, it's not Ali. It's actually Umar saying that I recognize that you two see me this way.
Oh, Umar is saying to Ali.
Yeah, he's saying to Ali and Abbas that I recognize that you two see me this way.
Okay.
It was basically saying that. Yeah, I know, but he says. Okay, let's also say that.
Also has a history.
Okay. No. Again, my point coming back. Even if we accept your understanding, do you have the right, or the Shia in the 4th century, or in the 2nd century, or the 3rd century? Some of them, these people who are using this language, are from the city of Kufa and Basra. Yeah. Do these lying shayateen and munafiqeen, do they have the right to point to Ali and Umar and Abu Bakr and Uthman, people who fought in the Battle of Badr, people who fought in Uhud, people who fought in Ahzab, the Ghazwat al-Ahzab?
Could you give me one name that Umar killed? Just one kafir, please. One.
He killed his uncle in Badr.
Authentically transmitted.
Yes. Umar killed his uncle in the Battle of Badr.
It's fabricated.
But did he fight? Do you deny he fought in the Battle of Badr?
He was there, but
Did he fight in Uhud?
Well, he was there.
Okay, he was there. But he was just standing around.
No,
wait. He was. There are two things. There were two. Wait. Two options.
Ali was there, but
there were two. Wait. There are two options.
Look at his.
There's a battle going on. I want you to picture now. This is how your mind works. There's a battle going on. Stones, arrows, spears, swords are falling right, left, and right. and Omar is standing there like that.
I didn't say he was standing, but
So what was he doing? So then he's fighting? He was fighting?
no,
He wasn't fighting either. So what was he
don't
doing? Like this?
No,
What was he doing?
he was at the like there's like sufuf, there's like rows in the.
So you actually think that Omar was actually a coward who did not? And,
I don't believe he was.
And the Romans
No.
and the Romans and the Persians were defeated by Omar's army.
Omar fought himself. No. I mean, look, Omar, when it came to the Persians and the Romans, he wasn't the one who was like, he was in Medina. By the way, this was advice given to him by Ali ibn Talib to stay in Medina.
You know what the Quran says about them?
Yeah, I mean, Muhammad Rasulullah walladhina ma'ahu.
No. There's another verse that completely destroys Tashayyu.
No, but
a verse of the Quran.
Can I mention one hadith
Yeah.
in Mustadrak by Al-Hakim? It's authenticated by Al-Hakim and Al-Dhahabi.
No, it's not authentic. I'm
By
telling you
Al-Hakim
now. The authentication of Dhahabi and Hakim is questionable. So leave it there. It's not. Okay, that's why. Good.
That's very surprising.
You see, isn't that amazing?
You want me to take from Al-Khou'i,
Yeah.
who's like, I mean, obviously, imagine he's much greater.
No.
But you want to.
No, that he's your scholar. Al-Dhahabi is our scholar. I'm telling you how to read it.
Al-Dhahabi is good.
Did I not mention earlier that you have to know how to read Al-Dhahabi? There is a method.
In his Talkhiyos, he says
I know what
Sahih.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, when Al-Dhahabi makes tahseen or tashheeh of Al-Mustadrak al-Hakim, any report on al-Hakim, it is not accepted at face value. The muhaddithin have to recheck it, okay, whether it's authentic or not. So leave it. It's controversial.
So
If it's
Al-Hakim,
not,
then Al-Dhahabi, then Al-Albani, for example.
why do you have to go to Al-Mustadrak? There are 30,000 reports. I mean,
I
let's
like
say
it.
5,000 reports
Because
in Sahih.
Al-Mustadrak,
You have nothing?
He was very rational when it came to the issue of Muawiyah and Ali. So we like him.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. I mean, so am I. I mean, we all try to be.
I don't
We
think,
haven't.
yeah.
Well, okay. Now, the issue I was going to raise a very important point about Umar. SubhanAllah. Completely missed my. Sorry?
The Quran, yeah. The verse in the Quran.
Yeah, there is a verse in the Quran. Allah says in Surah An-Nur, verse 55. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وعد الله الذين آمنوا منكم وعملوا الصالحات لا يستخلفنهم في الأرض كما استخلف الذين من قبلهم. Allah promises and لا يخلف الميعاد. You know that, right? Allah does not go against this promise. So Allah promises that He will grant the believers and those who do righteous deeds succession in the land.
Yes.
According to
not on the land, on earth. Fil ard.
What does that mean?
The whole globe.
No, fil ard.
Yes.
Not alal ard.
Yeah,
It says fil ard. Fil ard means inside the planet Earth, wherever, right? Not alal ard. I mean, this little bit Arabic even I know, right? Okay.
No,
So even
we realize this, but
so
how
sorry,
you
I'm understanding. Yeah. So even the point I'm making.
The
What's
point that I'm making is that this verse can't be about anyone actually.
No.
To this day.
I'll
You know
tell
why?
you. I'll tell you. The verse. What is he saying? Let's do the translation of the verse.
But I will,
It is a promise of Allah to those who believe among you and do righteous deeds that He will grant you succession. لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ.
كما استخلف الذين من قبلهم.
This succession is not spiritual, this is temporal, this is power
I
in the
agree,
land.
I agree.
Okay, good now. MashaAllah. Now inshallah, hopefully you will leave the shayo. Inshallah, okay? Okay. Now, when we read the history of Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts two conditions. Iman wa amal salih. Yes? If you don't have, okay, now the Prophet has passed away.
Yeah. Istishhad, yeah.
The Sahaba are all murtad.
No.
They have no. You know what I'm talking about, right? The Sahaba who did not give bay'ah to Ali are all already murtad. They are gone. Amazingly, these people,
it's not simplistic.
amazingly, these people, these same Sahaba, they are the ones who defeat the Byzantines. They are the ones who defeat the Persians. They go into North Africa. They go into Iraq. As far as Central Asia, as far as Asia Minor, okay. And even afterwards, in the reign of Muawiyah radiallahu anh, the territories of Islam kept expanding. They went as far as Pakistan, the forces, okay, and then they conquered Cyprus, and then they were already in Greek territory. Now, my question. Wait, my question. Okay. Have the Shias ever in the entire history conquered 1 inch of land.
Have you ever heard of
from-
this guy called Malik
wait,
al-Ashtar al-Nakhai? Huh?
wait,
You ever heard of him?
wait. When I say Shia, you have to understand
He
what
is
I
a
mean by
Shia.
that.
Malik
No,
al-Ashtar.
no, no,
Yes,
no,
yes, he
no.
is.
Malik al-Ashtar is not a Ithna Ashariya Shi'i.
Yes,
Okay,
he is.
no,
Yes,
no,
yes,
he's not.
yes, he is.
There's no Ithna Ashariya at the time.
You don't,
There's no
you don't-
Ithna Ashariya at the time.
You don't even know what Ithna
Your-
Ashariya is.
Your theology
What
didn't
is it?
exist.
No, of course it did.
You did.
don't-
Your
don't even know what-
theology did not exist
what
at the
is
time
it?
of Ali ibn Abi Talib.
What does Ithna Ashariya mean?
Those who believe in 12 Imams.
No, it doesn't mean that. The actual term Ithna
Wait,
Ashari was...
wait.
was
Let me finish
can
my
I
point.
talk?
Then you can answer me.
Of course, yeah.
Show me one Shia.
Yeah.
I mean Shia Ithna Ashariya, the one who believes in you what you believe in, right? Okay. And don't bring Ali bin Abi Talib into this. Don't bring Malik al-Ashtar or even Hassan
Malik
al-Hussein.
Malik is
Don't
definitely
bring-
not Sunni.
they-
He's
okay,
definitely not Sunni.
No, wait.
Malik is definitely not Sunni.
The term Sunni and Shia didn't even exist at the time.
course it
They were Shia to Ali, Shia to Muawiyah. So you also have to, if you say Shia, then Shia to Muawiyah were also there. So you are talking about the Shia as we know it today did not exist. Okay?
Yeah.
Now it didn't exist, brother. Don't make claims that you cannot substantiate. Because the Shia as we know it today is 90% from Imam Muhammad al-Baqir and Ja'far Sadiq. Okay? And their instructions.
I explain what, like, everything that...
We don't believe that everything they say
No, but-
is actually from them.
But now you're doing the same thing, that this idea of, looking
But
at the...
let me make my point. Okay.
No, but
Let me make my point. These lands taken by the Sahaba, allegedly, according to the Shia Murtaddeen, why is Allah playing these games? Why is Allah causing Murtaddeen, Munafiqeen, and Mulhideen to defeat the
Abu Ayyub
Persians?
Abu
Wait,
Ayyub.
the Persians and the Romans and the Mu'mineen, the believers, the Shia, are not even taking 1 inch. And Allah is saying, He promises to those who believe among you and do righteous deeds.
we have Abu Ayyub al-Ansari.
He was not Shia.
Yes, he was. And like,
Brother, he didn't conquer any land, by the way.
did.
He was part of the army. He didn't
was-
conquer.
he-
The
he-
army
he
was
was Turkey. He was
led by
Turkey.
Yazid. Led by Yazid.
So what?
The Amir was.
Yeah,
So when
I
you
know.
when you make a point, think about it. Okay. So now you're claiming that there was a Shia
Yeah. Of course.
fighting behind Yazid.
Yeah. I mean, this
Abu
was,
Ayyub al-Ansari was not Shia. Don't make claims that you cannot substantiate.
I mean, look, when
Give me. You have plenty. You have Fatimids. You have Safavids. You have Buwayhids. Okay. You have other Shia dynasties. Why were they taking land from Muslims? Not
so
1 inch of the land
so this-
they took from the hostile disbelievers.
I mean, what about the followers of Abdul Wahab, Muhammad Abdul Wahab?
they didn't take any land.
Yes,
They
they
didn't
did.
take any land from disbelievers. No.
They use the word fujuhat and ghazawat when they talk about
Wait,
Muslims.
why are you
So anyways,
jumping? Why are you jumping to 18th century from the 7th century?
so
I'm
wait.
talking about when the Quran is revealed.
Okay, let
Allah
me-
promises
let me
something
address this
to
issue.
believers in righteous deeds. So in other words, are these people, Umar and his armies, are they believers? And
Some of
those-
them are.
No.
not-
Umar is the leader.
Okay.
Umar is the leader. He's the Amir. He's the
Rasulullah said, "Inna Allah la yu'idu hadha ad-din bil-rajul
Al-Fasiq.
al-fajir."
Okay, خلاص.
Al-fajir.
No,
Okay.
no, same thing.
Inna al-fujjara. What does Allah Azza wa Jalla say? Inna al-fujjar.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
So thank you very
now-
much.
Yeah. You know, but do you know there will be fasik and fujar? Just to correct you, you don't know. Fujar doesn't always mean kuffar.
No,
it
doesn't.
means believers. Okay,
I
and
know. I
then
mean-
fujar will go to Jannah. Yes,
Eventually.
eventually,
But-
yes.
but-
But then you're saying the Sahaba having been burnt in
didn't say-
Jahannam.
I didn't say Sahaba, that's
No,
not
you're
true.
saying we're talking about the Sahaba.
No,
They're
no.
having been burnt in Jahannam, they will go to Jannah then.
Sahaba is over 100,000 people.
Yeah.
I don't look. We
No,
we
you
we
believe
have
the majority they apostatized because they didn't give bay'ah to Ali.
Out of
Yeah.
the 120,000,
Yeah.
we believe 12,000 are just. Yeah.
Okay.
So the rest are not.
So
Yeah.
over 100,000 still murtaddeen. Okay. And
Yeah.
these are the people who are fighting in Persia, in Iraq,
look,
in
sorry.
North Africa. Wait. And Allah is giving them land. Amazingly. No. This is the very good point.
Genghis Khan got land. So what?
No. Genghis Khan did not believe and do righteous
Khan
deeds.
inshallah,
Okay.
yani.
But Allah is not promising Genghis Khan. Are you listening?
No, but
Are you even listening to
Did
yourself?
Allah, no, in this verse,
Yeah.
we understand it to mean that you know.
I asked you a simple
whole-
question.
when
Give
the-
me a Shia
we're talking-
army or Shia,
Okay, first
a
of all,
Shia group,
Yeah.
a Shia entity who took 1 inch from disbelievers, hostile disbelievers.
We told you, Malik ibn
Malik bin Ashtar did not conquer any territory.
How do you know?
Where Where did he
With-
conquer?
with
Show me.
Syria.
Show me.
Syria.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, yes.
No. This was all at the time of Umar.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
So Umar is the leader. What are you so you're
But
making
he-
a point.
but
You're
he's the
making
one-
a
but he's the one
Malik-
fighting. He's the one
no,
fighting, though.
One person.
Okay.
One person.
one,
so
one,
what about the rest? What about the rest? You
no,
completely
but
ignore them. You see,
By the way-
brother. Today was a very big lesson for all of us.
sorry.
If we are ulil albab, if we are from those who contemplate, okay.
We believe
I
in
don't want to
literally
go to
not,
Jahannam. I don't want to
No,
stand on the day of judgment and face the Ahlul Bayt and look them in the eye and say, you know what? We knew you and we rejected you. No, I will not do that. I cannot afford that. I don't want to do that. The Shia on the day of judgment, when they stand in front of the Ahlul Bayt and tell them, you know what? We did this. And imagine if they turned around and they said, you know what? You people, you created idols for yourselves and you're worshipping them without our authority. Even though you know the people who are narrating from them, in their names are a bunch of liars.
كما في
Okay.
الحديث الصحيح المرفوع عن قتادة عن ابن عباس
Yeah.
قال رأيت ربي في صورة شاب أمرد جعل قطر. We don't worship that God. We don't have an idol. We don't worship a شاب أمرد. As Ibn Taymiyyah authenticated.
Okay.
Our God is timeless, is spaceless. By the way, the Ash'ari.
So is ours.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
So is ours. We don't believe.
believe that Allah will be seen?
No, we believe Allah will be seen
Yeah, so he's not- so he's not-
according to how He is.
So he's limited. So he's limited.
No, we don't
How-
put any limits to Allah.
how-
Okay, what is our belief? What is our belief? Now you're opening another can of worms, which is going to land you in bigger problems.
Well,
by
it
the way.
depends- it
Wait,
depends what are you,
wait,
Ash'ari,
wait,
Maturidi,
wait,
are you Athari,
By the way, if I show you now, this is a very good question. He has raised a very good question. If I show you that Hisham bin Hakam and Hisham bin Salim.
This was,
Wait.
I know.
Wait, you know? So why are you playing these games if you know? They were mujassama.
They were not.
And if I show you from your books of Rijal, that they were the people who believed in God, who had a big head, a big body. Okay, these are the people who are narrating from the Imams. By the way, the Shia, they follow not the Imams. They are following the people who are narrating in the names of the Imams. And amazingly, most of them, do you know where they come from? Kufa. And who killed Hussein?
Well, the killers of Imam Hussein were the army of Yazid.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many people were there?
In the Shia sources,
Whatever you think is right.
30,000.
Okay, no, that's a lie, clearly a lie.
No, it's not.
5,000. We know 5,000.
That's in your books.
Okay, yeah. Okay, 30,000.
Yeah,
Okay. Where did this 30,000 come from? Are you
Somewhat-
aware?
Yes, somewhat. The vast majority of them were under the guise of Amr bin Sa'd Nabi Waqas, who was
Where did the army come
from
from?
Kufa. The majority of them.
Kufa. So the people of Kufa,
No, not the people of Kufa.
okay,
They were stationed in Kufa. but
okay,
not
wait.
from the-
How many people came with Ubaydullah bin Ziyad when he came from, when he was
Basra.
appointed? Huh?
Ubaydullah bin Ziyad came from Basra.
Basra, yeah. How many people?
I don't know.
18.
I'm not sure.
18.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
The people of Kufa, those who gave bay'ah to Muslim bin Aqil,
No, but during the time of Muawiyah, this is way before the killing of Hussein.
No.
During the time of Muawiyah
I'm
fought a
talking
lot
about
of-
when Hussein was killed, radiallahu anhu.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay.
but what
No,
the ones who
wait,
lived there,
wait,
they're
wait,
not
wait.
originally Kufa.
When Muslim bin Aqil took bay'ah from the people of Kufa,
Yeah.
they betrayed him.
Yeah,
All of them.
yeah,
Yes?
Yes.
You agree?
yeah,
All of them?
yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Now we're getting somewhere. Tashayyu, as we know it today, was
They-
born in Kufa.
Zayd ibn Arqam, where was he?
No problem.
Was it Sahabi?
We're going to come to
Did he-
exceptions. I'm going to tell you exceptions.
so-
I'm saying Tashayyu, as we know it today, was born in Kufa. Agreed?
I don't agree.
All your narrators who are narrating from the Imams are either Kufans or Basrans. They are either from Kufa or Basra.
The narrator doesn't mean that the idea that came from there.
Okay,
Like,
I'm going to show
Tashayyu-
you.
Tashayyu
I'm going to
is
show
much
you how
older
the
than
idea came from them. This is my job to prove, right? First, we need to go step by step. The people of Kufa betrayed Hussein. Full stop. All of them. No?
no, there were
You just said all of them.
no. The actual supporters, all the Ansar.
I'm not talking about exceptions. Those who gave bay'ah to Muslim bin Aqil
Yes,
in
they
droves,
did.
they all betrayed Hussein.
Yes, they did.
Okay, what happened? Ubaydullah bin Ziyad comes with 18 men. How many? 18 men. And he threatens some of them and others he bribes. And all of them, they turn on Hussein.
Yeah.
And these people were known to be munafiqeen.
No, that's not true.
Okay, wait. I'll tell you how. Ask me how.
Zayd ibn Arqam is a righteous companion. and he
Brother,
was from
I'm
there.
not talking about exceptions. I made it very clear.
No,
I'm
but
talking
but
about
you're
the
saying-
overwhelming
But
majority.
you're saying munafiqeen. They're
No,
all munafiqeen.
I'm talking about these people.
So Zayd ibn
the one who
Arqam,
betrayed.
radiyallahu anhu, but he made a mistake.
Bro,
and he, so
I know
finish
people.
off.
I know who exceptions. I'm not talking about exceptions. I'm not saying the entire city, every single person who walked in the city of Kufa was a munafiq. No.
Ibn
I'm
Surad
saying the
al-Khuzai-
overwhelming majority.
Ibn Surad al-Khuzai was led the Tawabin.
Let me make my point.
Right?
Let me make my point. Hussein was warned, according to some authentic reports, by the Sahaba, don't trust the people of Kufa. Muawiyah had sent letters to Hussein that they are trying to provoke you to do something. Don't do it. Don't listen to them. They betrayed your
Muawiyah?
father. Yeah, there are reports.
I don't know this.
Okay. That they betrayed your father and they betrayed your brother. Okay. Did the people of Kufa trouble Ali bin Abi Talib? Absolutely.
They also supported him and helped him a lot.
No, they did trouble.
Nahrawan, who supported him?
Have you read Nahjul Balagha?
Yeah.
You know the khutbahs where he's what is he saying about them?
أهل غدر وشقاق and so
Thank
on.
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
but
you
that's not every single person.
Don't.
But that's not every single person in Kufa though. There are many
When
righteous
did
persons.
I just made it very clear that I'm not talking about every single person. I'm talking about the Jama'ah of Kufa. The Ijtama'ah
Yeah,
of Kufa.
okay,
Yeah,
fair
okay.
enough, okay.
Yeah, okay. So Hassan, they betray him.
Yeah.
Okay, they betray him. Okay, it doesn't stop there, by the way. Then Hussein is responding to the letters as per the mainstream narrative.
Yeah, that's true.
He goes there, and then amazingly, all of these people turn up in Karbala.
Yeah.
And Hassan, he takes out letters. Hussein,
Yeah.
radiallahu anh, he takes out letters and he reads the names.
Yeah.
Are you so and so? Are you so and so? And they said, yeah, but you're the ones who invited me.
Yeah.
You're the ones who asked me to come and help you.
Yeah.
They said, Ya Yabna Rasulullah, we made a mistake. And then all of those arrows, spears, swords falling on the body of Hussein and his sons and his cousins and his brothers and his nephews.
And his Kufi supporters.
And his Kufi supporters, one of them who turned in the battlefield, he came and he fought for,
Not
one.
There was not
Yeah.
one. I
Yeah.
mean,
there was one.
Hur. Tens. Yeah.
Hur, yeah.
Hur ibn Yazid and his son
Yeah.
also.
The one famous one and other exceptions.
Yeah.
May Allah have mercy on them. May Allah give them the highest abode in paradise. And those who were fighting Hussein, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may Allah, no, I don't curse. May Allah deal with them as He deems fit. What, and no, we don't say La'natullah alayhim.
أولئك يلعنهم الله ويلعنهم اللاعنون.
They can do. The angels. The angels.
Not the angels.
Yeah.
Go back to Tabari. It says اللاعنون are the angels and humans as well. So it's not just
Okay.
angels.
Okay.
So that's
The Prophet can do it. He knows. Okay. We have been told. The Prophet told us, "Ma bu'ithtu la'anan." You know the hadith. I was not sent to be a la'an. Okay, and we follow him.
That's a bit. There's a bit.
No, it's not contradictory.
Yeah,
It's not contradictory.
you know why? You know why?
There's a context. There's a context.
The Prophet would curse innocent people. You know that in your hadith books. Aisha narrates that a group of people came and then فَسَبَّهُمَا فَلَعَنَهُمَا مَا شاء Allah. And then afterwards, she was a bit confused, like, why you do this? And then the Prophet said, أيما امرئ مسلم سببته أو لعنته.
Where is this?
Sahih Muslim or Bukhari.
Okay, you can find it and we'll talk about it. But before you find it, let's go about it and let's finish the point. So these people of Kufa, their swords fell upon Hussein and his family. Then these same people started crying. We are told in reports. The people of the city of Kufa.
Shamr the Egyptian was crying.
No, he is not from Kufa. Shimr was not from Kufa. Wait.
Yeah, he was.
He was stationed there. He was stationed there. Yeah, I'm talking about native Kufans. People of
who are the native Kufans?
Yeah,
give me one native Kuvan that fought it.
Hussein.
Yeah, one
all
native
these
Kuvan.
30,000 people, according to
They
you.
were not native Kufans. I told you Muawiyah later on because this town was
these were Iraqi tribes. You know that, right? These were Iraqi tribes. Yes.
Kufa wasn't even a thing.
You know Banu Shayban?
Yeah, I know.
Banu Shayban, yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Where's Banu Shayban?
It's in Najaf and Kufa.
Yeah. Okay.
Ahmed bin Hanbal.
Yeah. Shaybani.
Yeah, I know.
Muhammad bin Hassan al-Shaybani. We have scholars from Shayban.
I know.
Okay. So these were tribes that were already living. And Kufa
they became Iraqized, so to say. Like how
they became Arabized or they became Persianized.
No. They're originally Arabs who basically
Persianized Arabs or something like that.
But they basically moved from
I'm asking you a question.
Jaziratul Arab and then
Was the religion of Shia,
Yeah.
Shiaism, in its current form, was it predominantly born in Kufa and Basra?
No, we believe it came from Medina. From
No,
the time-
brother. There's no trace from Medina. You have
How?
nothing from Medina. All
think-
your narrators.
Look,
Okay. Where was Durara? Good
He-
question. No,
Kufa,
this
he's
is
from Kufa.
Kufa.
Look.
And where was Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq?
Medina.
Why is he narrating from Imam? On what authority? Imam is
Well,
not seeing him.
no, he
Imam
is,
doesn't
he is.
want to see him.
How do you know that?
We don't know that. Are there any reports that Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq came to Kufa?
Yes.
No. He lived and died in Medina. Imam Muhammad al-Baqir.
Both in Shia, both in Shia.
We
and
have
Sunni books.
reports in our sources
Yes.
from them.
In your book, you have,
Kitab al-Hajj. We
Yeah, I
have
know.
in Sahih Muslim.
It's
The
actually-
longest report in Sahih
we
Muslim
have
is
the same
from
one in
Imam
Kasbi.
Ja'far.
We have the same one in Kasbi. It's actually
Okay,
very
amazingly.
similar.
So you're doing our Hajj, mashallah. Good.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Even
very
Salah pray like us because it comes from
Look,
the same people. Well,
No.
so don't worry. So my point
No.
is now.
Look,
Imam
what is-
Ja'far as-Sadiq, when did he go to Kufa to teach these people?
Abu Hanifa himself says,
I'm not asking about
لولا
it.
السنتان لهذا النعمان. He's basically referring to the Imam Sadiq when he came to Kufa.
I'm not.
And he has a house in
No.
Kufa.
Imam Abu Hanifa went to Medina. They didn't come to Kufa, brother.
He-
Brother, Imam Abu Hanifa went to Medina. He met them there. He
Okay,
met the
no.
Ahlul Bayt there. Okay.
He can,
So
but-
that's
but
why
Sadiq
when
also
Shias
wants to go.
claim that Imam Abu Hanifa was their student, we have no problem with that. But he didn't stay long enough with them to be a student. Imam Abu Hanifa spent most of his life in Iraq, in
I know,
Kufa,
but
then later on
Imam
Baghdad.
Sadiq-
He died in Baghdad
I
in
know.
Medina Salam. Okay. So my question
Imam
is now,
Sadiq, he
when
would
did
visit.
Zurara take 2,000 reports
Yeah.
from Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq and Muhammad al-Baqir? Use your sense. Use your brain.
How many years did Zurara live with like during that time? How many years? Decades.
Okay. So
Decades.
when
Abu Huraira, 3 years, 4,000 hadiths.
okay.
That's acceptable. That's
no,
fine.
not
Yasir.
4,000, 5,000. You're
5,000,
giving
I'm
the less
sorry.
number.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
5,000. Let me tell you now.
And Bukhari,
By the way, 5,000 with the repetition.
yeah, Bukhari, 600,000
Sorry?
hadith.
5,000. No. With brother, do you know how many of these?
Do you know how many hadith al Bukhari memorized?
100,000.
He basically says, اشتقدت من الصحيح, as in the Sahih I compiled, from 600,000 hadith.
Okay.
So Bukhari,
Good.
he can memorize.
Do you know what that
Abu
means?
Huraira can
But
memorize.
do you know
Zurara
what?
he can't
Well,
memorize.
I'll tell you why. This is a very good question, intelligent question. Now, when Bukhari said 600,000, if he said that,
Yeah, he did.
what does he mean by that? Do you know?
So a hadith is basically its chain and its context. So one hadith can have 10 chains. I know that.
Yeah.
So that means that it's 10 different hadiths.
So,
I know.
So
I know.
600,000 hadiths could effectively be 5,000 hadiths.
A bit difficult because that many chains don't really exist.
No, let
That's a
me
lot of
explain.
chains.
Let me explain this
That's a
to
lot
you.
of chains.
Let me explain this to you.
One hadith can have 100. Okay, this is a mutawatir hadith.
You
but
know,
not-
Sheikh Albani.
Yeah.
He collected most authentic hadiths in as-silsilat as-sahihah.
Yeah, I know.
How many of these are there?
Don't know by heart.
5,000. So that's what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I mean,
Brother, Bukhari has 7,552 reports.
Yeah,
How many are they actually?
2,000 something.
2,500. Imam Zubaydi's khulasa, his summary or summarization of Bukhari. Those are the reports without repetition. So hadith literature, when they say, so it's not incredible. Abu Huraira's 5,000 means maybe 500, maybe 1,000 reports, right? And it's very possible. You know why? Abu Huraira for the last 3 years of the Prophet's life did not leave him. Not even for every time the Prophet was public, Abu Huraira was there. And when the Prophet would enter his house, that's the time when Abu Huraira would not be there. Okay? So Abu Huraira for the last 3 years of the Prophet's life, he was clinging to the Prophet like a leech. Like a leech. Everywhere. You show me that with Zurara and Imam Ja'far
Are you
and
being
Imam
a-
Muhammad. Wait.
Are you being
Let me.
now,
No.
comparing the Sahaba to leeches, huh?
No. Leech in a positive sense, like he's literally sucking from the Prophet ﷺ the spiritual.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
So Abu Huraira, as bad as he is to you, yeah, to us he's a noble. We cannot thank him enough. He gave us so much from the Prophet ﷺ that Aisha and Abu Huraira, two people, we cannot thank them enough. Wallahi, if they were not there, if they didn't collect the information which came to us, we would be lacking a lot of Islam.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to be fair with you, show me Zurara when he spent that much time in that way, with that consistency, with that intensity, with Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq. and Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. What I know from your sources, they would not even allow him to come close to them. What we know, they said he is from, people came from Iraq to Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, and they asked him, Imam, what do you think of Zurara? And the Imam says, Huwa min ahli nar. He is from the people of hellfire. And the report is authenticated by Khoi. Then in another place, Imam is saying he is the best of the best. So, not Rahimullah. I leave him to Allah. Oh yeah, okay, the report.
Yeah.
So now Imam Khoi is facing a big problem. One report is saying Zurara is the greatest of men. The other report is saying he is the worst of criminals who will be in hellfire. So how do we reconcile this? And both reports are sahih. According to what standard, we don't know yet. The Shias are still yet to explain the standard.
I can tell you what the standard is. The standard is ما رواه الثقة الثبت الضابط إمامي عن مثله إلى منتهى من دون شذوذ ولا علة. This is a hadith sahih.
This is the Christian criteria of canonization of the Bible. You know that?
What are you talking about?
That any Yeah. By the way,
What are you talking about?
you said the criteria is that anyone who loves Imam.
No. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. Sorry.
ما رواه الثقة الضبط الإمامي عن مثله إلى منتهى من دون شذوذ ولا علة.
Okay. Yeah. This is a
You
very
guys-
min shuzuz
You-
wa ill. Okay. This
You
is
guys do not specify aqidah. We do.
no problem. This is good.
So Qadari, Murji.
I got it. It's a good
If
criteria.
he's Saduq, then we will take from it. Even a Shi'i, by the way.
It's a good criteria.
So you guys take from Shia.
It's a good criteria.
But it has to be trustworthy.
It's a good criteria. Let's
In Shia Islam, it has to be Imam.
Let's scrutinize it.
Okay.
According to this very standard, all of them, every single one of them falls.
No.
Okay, let me
That's
explain.
what
Let me explain. that.
Al-Amri actually says. By the
Okay,
way.
let me explain.
But I don't agree.
By the way, the statements from Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq about Zurara were made in private.
Yeah.
Those statements praising him were made in private. And where he cursed him, those statements were made in public.
Yeah.
You agree?
As far as I remember.
Yes,
I mean,
that's the case.
But yeah,
That's the case.
I wouldn't dispute that because,
Okay.
because it wouldn't
Yeah, in private he was praising him.
it wouldn't make sense otherwise.
Yeah, in private he was praising
Yeah.
him. In public, he was cursing him.
Yeah.
Now Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, who is he? Allah sent him for what? He's
clarify
the
religion.
Imam.
Yeah.
To the Shia.
Yeah.
To the Shia, he's the Imam. And what is the job of the Imam? Balligh ma unzila.
Like in Arabic.
Yes.
I mean, it's not really that way, but.
Oh, no,
that's
but
what the Prophet-
this is, that's from the Prophet.
Yeah.
But the Imams to you are mulhim, right? They have ilham.
Yeah.
Yes?
Muhaddith, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Just like
So-
Umar is muhaddith. and you
So
guys.
do the Imams have to deliver?
They have to clarify the Sharia.
Good. Brilliant. We're getting somewhere now. They have to clarify the Sharia.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Right?
No. Another tangent. Please don't open that. Please don't open that. Wait. Okay. Now Imams have to clarify Sharia.
Yeah.
How do the Imams clarify Sharia? By making sure that the people of Sharia are clear. Yes? That these are the people who will take the Sharia from us to you. But in public, the man who brings Sharia from the Imam, in public Imam says he's a liar and may Allah curse him and he is from the men of Jahannam. In public. Now, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq dies. Radiallahu an, rahmatullahi alayhi salam. He dies. In 150 he dies. 150 Hijri, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, he passes away. Now people left behind who heard him in public, right? People who heard him in public, and Imam has been sent to clarify Sharia according to you. His job was to clarify Sharia according to the tradition of the Prophet and his companions or his Ahlul Bayt. Now, they cannot be lying, they cannot be hiding, they cannot be cheating. If they are cheating and lying and deceiving, then they are not Imams. Period. Full stop. So now publicly he has said in front of people, Zurara is a liar, he's a munafiq, and he's in Jahannam. Okay? And may Allah curse him. These words are there. La'an Allah ala Zurara. These words are there from Imam. Now, Zurara comes out after Imam has died. Yallah. I am narrating on the authority of Ja'far al-Sadiq and Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. The people listening to Zurara now, they have two choices. Either to believe Zurara or believe the one who was appointed by Allah. Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, who has publicly said that this man is a man of Jahannam. May Allah curse him. and he is a liar. So now people are left with a dilemma. People, they will say to Zurara, Zurara, you are a liar, you're from Jahannam, and you are a munafiq. We will not take from you. But what do they do? What do the Shia do? They make him the Imam, they put him on the pedestal, and they take 2,000 reports from Zurara. A large chunk, according to our brother here, 30 to 40%, let's say 30%, came from Zurara. Okay, from two Imams, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. Now when they come to us and tell us, take the Ahlul Bayt, because we follow the Ahlul Bayt, just like the Christians come to us and tell us, Jesus loves you, He died for your sins on the cross. Believe in Jesus and you're saved. You will be saved. It's a beautiful claim. How easy is that? Kill someone on the cross and go to paradise, right? But is that even true? Likewise, when the Shias come to us and they tell us, Ahlul Bayt, they are the followers of the Prophet. The Prophet said, Inni tarikum fikum. Inni tarikum fikum thaqalain. Okay? Kitabullah wa itrati wa Ahlul Bayt. Okay? So I leave two heavy things behind. The first thing is the Quran.
That's a Sahih hadith, by the way.
Absolutely. Yeah. No dispute. Yeah. I'm not disputing it. I'm the one quoting it. Okay? And even man kuntu mawla, fahaza aliyun mawla, Allahumma wali man wala, Allahumma adi man ada. Authentic report. I accept it. But how do we understand it? Do we understand it like the Shias do? The lens they put on it? No, we don't. We question it. We understand it in the way we have been taught by the Prophet and the Quran. We put the Quran. First thing, the lens we use on anything is the Quran. The second lens we use is the Prophet.
I address the issue of, I don't want to cut you off, but you know, it's very unfair when you, for example, quote the issue of Zurara,
yeah,
and then make him out to be this kind of.
He is. 30% of your deen is coming from Zurara.
I know.
Yeah.
I realize that he's maybe, you know. 30,
but then if he's cursed in public, it's cursed.
I know.
So
let me address this. Yeah. When the Imam is talking to a group of people, طبع الله على قلوبهم, as you say. It's over. They're there waiting. Just anything, and they want to take and kill the Imam. So there's no dispute.
Who told you this?
It's the reality.
No, this is not the reality. This is a lie. This is a lie. How
many times was the house of Imam Sadiq burnt down? It was burnt down. His own home was burnt down.
Lie.
It's not a lie.
Lie.
It's
Show me historically. That's impossible. Show me historically that in Medina Imam Sadiq, Ja'far Sadiq. Show me. You show me a history that just like Fatima's house was burned down and the door was smashed on her and she lost her baby, just like that Imam's house was burned down.
Yeah.
No. Come on, man. I'll tell you what happened. Banu Abbas, Sunni or Shia?
So-called Sunni, right? Yeah.
So-called.
Yeah.
Harun Rashid, the champion of Sunnism. Yes? Okay? Yeah. Things get messed up with Al-Mamun, his son. Yes? Becomes Mu'tazili, Mu'tazili and everything, yeah? What happened?
Kafir then?
No, we don't believe that. No.
Ahmed said whoever believes in
Imam Ahmad did not declare takfir on them. Al-Mamun, Al-Mu'tasim, Al-Wathiq, three of them who tortured Imam Ahmad, he did not declare takfir. He still called Mu'tasim, and he said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, give me something from the Quran and Sunnah. This is what we call an Imam, not someone who will lie to save his life. Imam Ahmad, you know what, by the way, amazingly, these are the people we follow. We don't believe in taqiyya like the Shias do. Okay, we believe afdalul jihad, kalimatu haqqin, inda sultan.
But it's not. But it's not.
This is what we believe. That the best of jihad is to speak the truth in front of a tyrannical ruler. So Imam Ahmad was put in front of Imam Ahmad was Imam Ahmad was fully qualified to say, you know what? I don't believe in this. Let me go. He was tortured for 14 long years. Lashes upon lashes. Torture upon torture. Okay? And he did not give in. He did not give in. Okay, why? Because he knew the option is there for him. But he didn't take it. He chose the better option. He was tortured so that he can defend the truth. Same Imam Ahmad, while he was alive, Al-Ma'mun, what does he do? Are you aware?
Wasn't it this idea of Khalq al-Quran?
No. Something the Shias don't know. Yeah. You know what Al-Mamun, who is your sixth Imam?
Imam Sadiq.
No, sorry. Ali.
Rida is the seventh. No, he's the eighth. Imam al-Kadhim is the seventh.
Yeah, Imam Jawad.
Imam Jawad is the eighth.
Ali Rida. Imam Ali Rida.
Ali Rida is the
Sheikh
he's the-
Imam al-Jawad is Imam Muhammad, right?
yeah, Imam Muhammad.
Yeah,
He's the man.
Imam Ali Rida. Okay.
He's
Yeah. You know what happened? Imam Ali Rida.
yeah, he became the what's it called? Wali Ahd.
Okay, now this is something very powerful. Al-Ma'mun, the Sunni Caliph of Islam, appoints Imam Ali Rida as his Waliul Ahad. So when Al-Ma'mun dies, who comes to power? Imam Ali Rida.
But did that happen though?
Huh?
Did that happen?
Well, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. How old was Imam Ali Rida? He was very young.
Yeah,
He was very young, in his 20s.
No, it's younger than that. He was a child.
No. He was not a child. He was
I
in
recall
his,
he was a child.
when he died, he was in his 20s. Okay.
No, that was a Jawad. The Jawad
Okay.
was in his 20s. Rida was old. He was 23 when Imam Jawad died.
It was Imam Ali Rida
Ali
who
Rida
was
was
made
older.
the Waliul Ahad. Okay?
Yeah, he was.
And
he was older.
he died young.
Did he?
Okay. He died young. Check how old he was in his 20s.
Was he?
Yeah. Imam Ali Rida. Okay. Now the point I'm making is Al-Ma'mun, surrounded by all these Sunni scholars, and if Imam Ali Rida was Shia, like the Itna Ashariya, like these people claim about him, do you think Al-Ma'mun could possibly, in his right mind, appoint a Shia Itna Ashariya as the Waliul Ahad, the leader of the believers?
He was 55
the
years old.
Huh?
55 years old when he died.
35.
55.
Ali Rida. Then it's Imam Jawad who was appointed as the
Imam Muhammad Jawad died was very young because his wife.
I have the coin. I have the actual picture of the coin where, sorry, let me find the coin.
The coin thing was from Imam Rida, as I believe.
Sorry. I have a coin. Yes, yallah. This is a coin from Caliph Ma'mun. Okay?
You possess it at home? Is it something you own?
No, this is not mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm looking for it. Inshallah, I'll find it one day.
That's cool.
Lillah, Muhammad Rasulullah.
Yeah.
Al-Ma'mun Khalifatullah. Mimma amara bihi. Al-Amir al-Rida. Ali Rida. Yes? Wali al-Ahad. Wali Ahad al-Muslimin. Ali bin Musa bin Ali bin Abi Talib. Zu Riyasatain. Right? So this was not a private event
Yeah.
where Al-Ma'mun would privately take the Imam into his house and then have a call of conscience and make him the Imam. Having known well that this man is a Shia, Itna Ashariya, who does not follow the same theology, this would be impossible for an Abbasid Caliph to do in the presence of all of those mighty, powerful Abbasid armies, the generals and the Imams and the Ulama. It would be impossible for Al-Ma'mun to do.
Have you ever
It's like, wait, yeah.
Have you ever heard the saying, keep your friends close but keep your enemies closer?
Okay, that's the way you see it. That's a very interesting way. So make your enemy your successor.
He died.
No.
They killed him. It was just a title.
Okay.
They killed him.
Before he died, the first question is, did Al-Ma'mun make...
Yes, that's true. We do believe in that.
Yeah, you
By the
can't
way-
deny it.
No, we
Just like you cannot deny that Aisha died in the Hujra of... Rasulullah died in the Hujra of Aisha. Archaeologically, we can show that the Prophet died in the Hujra of Aisha. Just like that, Imam Ali Rida, Ali bin Musa Kazim.
Musa Kazim,
Yeah.
where was he during his life? Was he in prison or was he... He was impersonated and killed.
Oh, okay.
All of them were killed.
Oh,
What are you
okay,
talking
okay,
about?
okay. Was he
This is
Shia? Is the
ridiculous.
question.
Of
Was
course
he Shia?
they were.
No, he was not Shia like you.
How
Absolutely
not?
not. No.
Is he not?
If that was the case, can you possibly believe that a Sunni Caliph, Al-Ma'mun, appointing a Shia Imam as his Waliul Ahad?
Look, it happened. There was Ibn Yaqeen was a very close companion of Imam Musa Kazim. No Shia, and he was a wali during the time of Harun. Harun was very harsh against the Shia. But he made him.
Yeah,
he made
Harun, you're making a point. Harun was very harsh against the Shia. Okay, which Shia? There were different types of Shia, right?
I know, but I'm referring to our Salaf,
Okay.
like our predecessors.
Okay,
And
these are not your Salaf, by the way.
of course they are.
No. Imam Ali Rida was not. If he was from your Salaf and believed in the same things you believe in today, your theology, which wasn't even formed by then, because
No.
this is the year 200, by the way.
This is a misunderstanding. So this idea of Ithna Ashariya not being there. What is an Ithna Ashari? What is it? Like, for example, when our scholars say,
Okay.
No, wait, let me just clarify this.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Can I
Can
just-
Itna Ashriya be complete without Imam Jafar Sadiq and Imam Muhammad al-Bakr?
No.
Okay,
No,
good,
no.
good.
Not in our day and age, but
No.
clarify.
Even then.
Like
No.
when then?
Okay.
When?
The
Like
Shia-
Imam,
the-
Imam
the-
Sajjad's
the-
time?
Wait,
Imam Sajjad's
I'm
time,
asking, can you have Itna Ashariya without Imam Muhammad al-Baqir and Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq?
During what time?
150 Hijri.
No,
No, impossible.
because you have to acknowledge him as your Imam.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Itna Ashariya is a new thing then. It took
No.
another
Look,
200, another 150
What
years.
is? Let me just go. Oh, it's going to rain now. What is an Ithna Ashari? An Ithna Ashari, or this idea, for example, when Najahi says, "Fulan min ashabina," this idea that is from our companions. What does that mean? It means that it was.
Same thought.
Yeah, but like to be more precise, let's say we're talking about Atiyah al-Awfi, for example. Atiyah didn't. He basically lived during up to the time of Imam Sajjad, so he wouldn't have known of the later Imams. If he acknowledged the Imam of Ali and the Imam of Al-Hasan and Al-Hussein and Ali ibn Hussein and died upon that, he's an Ibn Ashar.
No. This
He
is
does not have to know.
This is.
I know.
I'm talking about something different.
Like, what is it?
I'm talking about your entire theology based upon your sources, 4 books. For example, Ahl Sunnah.
Yeah.
Okay, we have our 6 books.
That's like
And-
saying, can you be a Sunni before Bukhari? You can, of course.
No, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah, but that's-
of course. But can you be Itna Ashariya before Imam Ja'far
Yeah,
al-Sadiq and Muhammad al-Baqir? No, you can't, because they are the ones where the hadith stops. Our hadith stops with Bukhari.
No.
Wait.
That's not true.
Wait.
We have hadith from Al-Kazim, from Al-Jawad, from even Imam Mahdi.
Of course,
Even
of
our 12
course.
Imam
I'm
hadith.
saying the overwhelming majority
Yeah.
of your literature.
Yeah.
Why do I keep mentioning 2 Imams?
I know.
You're not Ithna Ashariya. You're Ithnayniya. You're Ithnayniya. You're not Ithna Ashariya. The Ashara, the 10 are missing. Reports from Ali, almost non-existent. Wait, let me finish. Reports from Hassan, all absolutely non-existent.
No, we do have.
Okay,
Yeah. Very few.
You know,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Very few, but we do have.
Hussein, very little. Imam Zainul Abidin, we have
more.
more.
No, we have more.
No, we have more. I'm saying we have more. Okay.
We actually have more.
Okay.
There's a lot from Imam.
Imam Muhammad al-Baqir,
A lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq,
A lot.
a lot. Then Imam Musa
A
Kadhib.
lot. Fewer, but
Okay,
a lot.
fewer,
But a lot.
less.
But a lot.
Then Imam.
Al-Jawad, fewer. even
Yes.
more.
Yeah.
But let me just explain this issue
Okay.
of because basically
So the point I'm making is that Itna Ashariya is Itnainiya. In reality, practically speaking, for all practical reasons, when you say Itna Ashariya, you're not being just and you're not being honest. It is Itnainiya. You are simply taking the bulk, the majority of your information from Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. Allegedly. I'm saying allegedly. It's not even from them. I don't believe. I believe majority of it are lies attributed to them, because who are the people narrating from them? Hisham bin Hakam, Hisham bin Salim, Urara and Abu Basir. These are the people.
We have like even if we would take all the hadith from Zurara away, Shia Islam would not. You know?
I agree.
It wouldn't be
I
hard.
agree. You would still have a lot.
Yeah, we still have a lot.
I agree.
So it's
but
not-
I'm saying the
Yeah.
chunk, the fact that you have people like that.
But if we took Aisha and Abu
So-
Hurairah, you have nothing.
No, we do. We do.
Like who?
Okay, we do.
Like
we do. Have,
80% of the hadith are from
No,
them.
no. I'm going to give you names. Anas bin Malik,
I know. yeah.
Abdullah bin Masud, Abu Sayyid al-Khudri, Jabir bin Abdullah. Okay, and the list goes on. Yeah, these are Kathiru Riwayah Sahaba. You're right. Okay, we would lose a large chunk, but we would still have. Even if we were to throw Sahasita into the sea, 5 books, we would still have the entire Sahasita from other sources, right? So we don't. And I accept your point. The point I'm making is, when you come to us and say follow the Ahlul Bayt, follow the Ahlul Bayt, right? You're not telling us to follow the Ahlul Bayt.
I'll give you
You're telling the Sunnis to follow
You
Zurara,
have-
Hishamain,
Yeah.
and Abu Basir. Okay,
it
you're
isn't-
telling us to follow them, not if Wallahi, Akhi, what's your name?
Mustafa.
Mustafa, Akhi Mustafa. Wallahi, we've been talking for 2 hours and we're not. Brother Mustafa, if I was, if I had confidence that this report comes from Imam Ja'far Sadiq, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, Wallahi, I would follow it without questioning. Wallahi, I'm telling you, as a Sunni, I would cherish. And how can I prove that? As I said, the longest report in Sunni literature on Hajj is from Imam Ja'far
We have the
al-Sadiq
same one.
and Imam Muhammad al-Baqir.
I-
And Jabir ibn Abdullah is the Sahabi.
Yeah.
And
We-
you have the same.
Yeah. It basically is from Al-Baqir, from Jabir, from the Prophet. We have the same one in Kafir.
So Jabir is good to you?
Of course.
Jabir is one of the good ones. Yeah. Okay.
Him and his father.
Okay. Jabir ibn Abdullah.
Radiallahu anhuma, yeah.
Okay.
They're
Yeah,
both
absolutely.
praiseworthy.
Yeah. Yeah. So now,
Actually, Jabir was he would walk in the azziqa of Medina, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and he would say, "Aliyun khair al-bashar, faman aba faqad kafar." He would like raise this. Because Ali is the best of creation, and whoever
we have no
this
problem with that.
with
That
the-
opinion is a valid opinion. We have no problem with that. Alhamdulillah, we believe Ali is one of the best of Bashar. This is the problem. The Shia, some Shia, not all, they think that the Sunnis have some vendetta, some hatred against Ali bin Abi Talib. No, 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 no. When we don't accept their narrative, they're crying and wailing over Ali. They think we are not in love with Ali as they are. No, no, no. Our love is of different type. Our love is very balanced. It is very Quran and Sunnah driven. Okay, we don't go to extremes in our love, and we don't express our love in ways that are haram. Okay. Yeah.
Would you follow Ali? So,
What
for
kind of
example,
question is that?
No, no. So,
Everyone follow.
no, that's not true. Like for example, the Imam of Al Haram, right? The Haram Makki, Haram Madani.
Yeah.
It is known that according to the Sunnah of Ali, he would always do what? Jahr bil Basmala. He would always recite Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim out loud.
Yeah.
Look at your Imams.
No,
All
there-
of it is
there- there-
Allahu
there-
Akbar.
there are-
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil. What's the best?
There are opinions.
What is it?
There are opinions the Sahaba held. Some of those
So
opinions.
follow Ali then.
No,
You have
no,
authentically
no, no,
transmitted
no,
that Ali would
let
always
me-
recite
let me
Al
explain.
Basmala.
I don't believe Ali was Masoom. You do.
So what's the point of this?
No, no. Isma is not the point we're discussing.
No.
Do I believe Ali can make mistakes? Absolutely.
Yes.
Do I believe other Sahaba made mistakes? Absolutely. Umar, Abu Bakr, Uthman. We don't. You see, the lens you have on Ali is a divine lens. It's a lens with a halo around Ali's head.
It's not divine.
Radiyallahu an. Alayhi salam. You have a halo around his head, like the Christians have a halo around Jesus' head, and they have a very strange, a very unique view of Jesus.
Prophet said,
We don't
"Ali
share
ma
that
haqqu
view.
haqqu Ali."
We have a different kind of view. Our view is more comprehensive. It is more inclusive of the Sahaba, and it is more historically accurate one. Just like the Christians, they bring a Jesus to us that is historically inaccurate. This is a divine Jesus who who taught things that we cannot believe in.
When the
Just like
Prophet
that,
said-
when the Shia bring us an Ali, who is a divine Ali
We
or
don't believe in divine.
semi-divine Ali for that matter, we don't believe in that Ali. We don't accept that Ali.
The Ghulat are disbelievers, and according to Shia Islam, we do not believe Ali to be divine in any shape or form. The Prophet said, Ali ma al-haq wal haqq ma Ali. The truth is with Ali, and Ali is with the truth.
In
So
what
whenever-
context? In
Generally,
what context?
there's-
In
there's
everything?
no-
In
yes,
everything?
of course.
In everything?
Yeah.
Ali he can never make mistakes?
What is the
No,
istisna?
when you say that,
Yeah.
I know
You
the
cannot.
I know the Shia view that they believe Ali is Masoom.
He is, yes.
Okay, Ma'soom anil khata. Right? We don't believe that. So we believe Ali is ma'al haq. When Ali is upon haq, absolutely.
But there's
Okay.
no istisna. There's no
No,
like,
to you
excuse.
there is no istisna.
But can you give me an example where the Prophet says, إلا إذا أخطأ في كذا وكذا?
Because the
With
Quran
exception
says
of he-
the Quran says it. The Quran says that all believers. The Prophet said, "Okay, I will give you the istisna." The Prophet said, "Kullu bani Adam khata, wa khayru khata'in at-tawwabun." خلاص, that's my istisna. Yalla.
So based on that,
So
based on that, would that also mean that the Prophet makes mistakes?
human errors, absolutely.
So what's Masoom?
Human errors means not sins, Human errors. For example,
So Ali
the
makes
Quran
sins,
has examples. Quran has examples where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala corrected the Prophet. He made an error of judgment, and Allah corrected him. We have examples of that in the history.
Prophet
of
Muhammad made mistakes and he corrected.
errors of judgment.
Like where?
These are not,
Give me an
not
example.
yeah. For example, the prisoners of Badr. The Prophet ﷺ, yeah, Allah is in the Quran.
Yeah.
It's in the Quran. So
Right.
there are examples like that. So
ما كان النبي أن حتى أن يخطئ.
and there are other examples like that, brother.
But we realize
So
this,
yeah, so Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. Yeah. So Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu was not a prophet. He was less than a prophet.
Yes.
So that's why
Well,
he is a human being.
less
A
than a
human
prophet.
being. Yeah, less than a prophet. Absolutely, he's not a prophet.
Less than the Prophet, not prophet.
No, Ali bin Abi Talib is not a prophet at all. He's from the
know that.
Ummah. He is one of the
Yeah.
best people to walk the planet, no doubt. But he was not Masoom. We don't believe that. We don't have that lens. We see him as one of the best figures in human history. We believe Ali bin Abi Talib is one of the closest companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet loved him so much that when people complained about him, that's when he stood up and he said, "Man kuntu mawla, fahaza Aliun mawla." That why did the Prophet what provoked him to say this? Okay, this was not that he woke up one day and he thought, okay, let me declare
There was
Ali
a-
to be my successor.
There
No,
was, there
it
is
was.
a hadith from Abu Huraira, which is quite strong in its chain. It's not qawi. And Abu Huraira says that when Allah Azza wa Jal revealed يا أيها الرسول بلغ ما أنزل إليك من ربك, then the Prophet said من كنت مولاه فهذا علي مولاه. So this was to finalize the religion through the wilayah of Ali ibn Abi Talib.
This is all
It's in
made
your
up by
book.
Shia.
It's in your book,
This
bro.
story, all of this is the hadith itself clarifies what it means. Allahumma wali man wala wa adi man aada. Why is the Prophet saying this?
Because he knows that
This
there will be
wilayah,
individuals after him will
this
fight him.
wilayah, Allahumma wali man wala.
وعادي من عداه من
Yeah.
عدا عليا.
Yeah. So this is adawa against wilayah. You
Yeah,
agree?
yeah,
Agree.
yeah.
And this is wilayah of friendship. Having a mawla, like Allah says in the Quran, إِنَّمَا وَلِيُّكُمُ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Okay, this is the context. The context is this, not wilayah waliul amr min ba'di. No, this is not that.
Is the wilayah of Allah only through nusrah, through support, or is it also through like rulership? Through
No,
إِنِ الْحُكْمُ إِلَّا لِلَّهِ.
no.
Right? So
Allah is wilayah. Waliul amr in specific. In
and even the
particular.
wilayah of the Prophet. The wilayah of the Prophet is also what?
No.
Rulership also.
When,
But I mean,
Allah
even
said,
though it's
when the Prophet said, Man kuntu mawlahu.
من كنت أنا مولاه,
Ah.
whomever I was his leader, then Ali is his leader.
Yeah, Ali. No, not leader. Not leader. Here the Prophet, what concept? إِنَّمَا وَلِيُّكُمُ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ.
Yeah.
The Quran is telling us in Surah Al-Ma'idah that verily Allah is a wali to you,
Yeah.
and so is the Prophet. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, and those who believe. And then Allah explains who those people are. الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ. Okay, so this is a general
وهم
statement.
راكعون.
Huh?
وهم راكعون.
Yes.
So-
Yeah,
so
yeah,
this is
no
what about.
problem.
So-
What about وَيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ?
وهم راكعون is واو الحال. As in في حال الركوع. You know
Yeah.
the story when Ali ibn Abi Talib donated his ring.
Yeah.
When he was in.
No,
in
brothers,
Egypt.
these are all your tafsirs.
No, it's also in your books. In your
Okay.
Tabari.
Yeah. Okay.
Tabari.
Okay. Now,
And by the way, you know, Al-Taftazani, who was a giant Mu'tazili scholar in the 2nd century, says لقد أجمع المفسرون على أنها نزلت في علي. In his شرح المقاصد, in his book, he's a giant scholar in Mu'tazili. There's consensus amongst the scholars that this was revealed for Ali ibn Abi Talib when he gave.
we have no
the ring.
problem. If that's the case, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, we accept it wholeheartedly. We have no, and you know, if there is no Shia twist on it, if there is no tashayyu in it, if there is no itna ashariya, manipulation, Allahu Akbar, we accept everything wholeheartedly. But when there is a Shia twist on it, when there is some tashayyu imposed on it, sorry, we have to step back, because then we have to scrutinize every single report the Shia bring to us about Ali ibn Abi Talib. I'm sorry to say this, because we don't trust the Shia sources.
By the way,
we don't trust the Shia scholars.
Al-Albani, you know what he says when in his Silsila Ahadith Sahihah, he authenticates a hadith that has about Fadail of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam. Then he says that I know that some of the narrations in it are Shia, but his madhab does not mean anything. So as long as we have his sidq, his trustworthiness, he's a Shia.
That's tafdili. That principle applies to tafdiliya. It doesn't apply to Rafida.
Abbad ibn Yaqub.
Why you're not staying till Maghrib? Stay, man. Stay for some. Let's go for a walk or something, man.
Abbad
There's nice weather.
Abbad al-Rawajini, look him up. Just Google Abbad al-Rawajini and see his seerah. He is.
You're leaving. No problem. I'm gonna pray as well. It's Asr time, so we're gonna pray, inshallah. Yeah. So we'll pray together, inshallah, if you want. So the issue is that we have no problem with Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. Okay,
I don't believe that.
anyone who thinks that the Ahlul Sunnah have just this enmity towards the Ahlul Bayt, they are a bunch of liars. Those who say this, if they know what we believe in, okay, and they are Dajjals and Munafiqeen. You know why? Because they hide the true essence of Shia theology from the masses. Because what we discussed today was the core. Do we have the Ahlul Bayt and the teachings is the question. When you bring to me the Ahlul Bayt, don't bring to me Ahlul Bayt. Say Ahlul Bayt according to Zurara, according to Hisham bin Hakam, Hisham bin Salim, and Abu Basir, then we're talking. Don't come and tell me Imam Ja'far Sadiq said this, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, because I'm not going to accept it from you. You're going to have to qualify. You're going to have to qualify and show me that this is actually from the Ahlul Bayt. Because we don't reject the Ahlul Bayt.
When I discussed like the issues with you. I rarely ever quoted the Shia hadith because I don't know. Like,
No, but I know you believe in these things.
Yeah.
That's why I'm mentioning
I
them.
mean,
and there are other
it's
Shias.
also-
There are other Shias listening right now. They believe in these things. I want them to know these things.
It's also when you, for example, come and say believe in the Sunnah of the Prophet. Well, it's the Sunnah according to what Aisha said.
Yeah.
It's the Sunnah according to what Abu Hurairah said. And it's what Malik said.
Yeah, we have not. No, we have.
They're liars in
because
accordance to our belief.
Aisha is Aisha because of the Quran. Okay, I believe Aisha. She was the wife of the Prophet until the day he died.
Yeah,
Number
that's
one.
true. We don't know
Okay, she did not. Prophet did not reject her. Did not throw her away. Did not publicly announce his divorce with her. Did not publicly condemn her. Did not do anything. In fact, he endorsed her by dying with her in her arms, in her hujra, and being buried in her hujra. So amazingly,
That's
No.
no. It actually is quite amazing because the Prophet said, "Al-Anbiya la yuwarathun." This idea that the prophets do not, inherit
Yeah.
anything.
And Abu
but
Bakr-
but
Abu
Aisha,
Bakr-
she takes the whole, the whole home, and then she allows Umar to get buried and Abu Bakr to get buried.
No.
So the Prophet.
No.
No, I mean, it's in her place, yani.
No,
Her hujra.
no. So what, you wanted to be thrown out? Where did you go? The Sahaba.
Well,
the Sahaba.
Abu Bakr, he has a home, doesn't he? He can live with him.
No, good. But do you think Aisha?
The ownership of the house belongs to.
It was called Hujra to Aisha.
Is
The
it not?
Prophet.
No.
You know
Did
about
he
this.
give her the hujra to her
This was
ownership?
not viratha. This was not viratha.
What is it?
The house of Aisha was given by the Prophet.
Dalil, evidence.
Dalil is, it's called Hujra to Aisha. We have Bukhari reports.
No, because the Quran says, إن الذين what was the verse? إن
The Quran calls them Ahlul Bayt.
Just 1 second, my brain's gonna explode in a bit.
في بيوتكن.
Yeah, but
Well, buyut.
Yeah.
Which buyut?
1 second.
Wait. Allah's
I
this
know.
is the response is in the Quran, brother. Allah
I
calls
have
them their houses. Allah says biyutikunna.
I know.
That means.
إن الذين
What do you mean? Brother, the Quran is telling us those houses belong to them. The Quran is saying biyutikunna, their houses. Oh, the wives of the Prophet, stay in your houses. Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, look, this verse was just
Your houses.
وقرن في بيوتكن ولا تبرجن تبرج الجاهلية
Yes.
الأولى وقمنا
Yes.
الصلاة. I know.
Yes.
But
So, wait. What does this mean? Biyutikunna.
so it says
Biyutukunna.
they're in feminine because there's noon and nuswa. So
No,
they're
it means their house.
I know.
Allah is calling the khalas.
look-
If Allah is giving them the
No.
house, wait. If Allah is giving them the house,
That's
what's
not-
your problem?
No, it's not about what's your problem. That's
But
not,
Allah is saying your houses.
Allah says in all of us that
Allah did not say the Baytu Rasulillah.
He did. I'm going to bring you the
Okay,
verse.
Baytu Rasulillah.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
إلا أن يؤذن لكم إلى طعام. What was the verse?
Every wife had a house.
الآية.
So you wanted all the 9 wives of the Prophet ﷺ to be on the street.
1 second.
Is that the Shia justice? Shia compassion for the life of the wives of the Prophet ﷺ? No, I'm asking you a question, brother. Answer
There
my
it is.
question.
Wait, 1
Even
second.
the good
No.
ones. Even the good ones.
going.
Umm Salama.
No, 1 second.
Even the good ones.
Well,
Umm
no,
Salama.
1 second.
She should have been on the street, right?
قل أرأيتم ما أنزل الله لكم من رزق فجعلتم منه حراما وحلالا. What the hell is the verse?
What point are you making? What's the point?
Because it mentions بيوت النبي. No, there it is. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تدخلوا بيوت النبي. See?
Okay.
So what does that? Does that mean the Quran is contradicting?
Good
So 1 second.
Good question.
كيف نجمع بينهما? How do we do جمع compare
Yeah.
them? Here it's basically like ملكية.
Is of the Prophet.
Yeah, but it's just very difficult. Like I
Okay.
like quite a lot when I talk. I can't like.
Okay, wait. No, wait.
It's
The-
very
one is a reference to Malakiya.
Yeah, like
The other is reference of attribution.
no.
So the Prophet.
Tashrif, like as in because you live
first
here.
of all,
Then it's,
first of all, the Prophet ﷺ gave these houses to his wives. Sah.
no, there's no evidence for that
So why did he put them, all 9 of them, in different houses?
because they have to live with him, so they have to be there.
Okay, so the Prophet.
You
The Prophet.
There's 2 options. Either he basically directly said, oh my wives, this is your home.
Wait, I'm asking a question. The Prophet ﷺ, yeah, it's very unbelievable. But anyway, Prophet
But you have to have
ﷺ,
it.
did he put them in these places?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he say to did he say to them, this is your house, this is your house, this is your house?
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
There-
Okay.
there-
Let's say he didn't.
there is
And
no
the
evidence
Prophet
for
died,
that.
sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay. Now, Because the Prophet ﷺ do not leave any inheritance behind.
So
Now I'm asking you a
this house
question.
is for the Ummah.
I'm asking you a question. Okay.
According to the
So
Sunni,
fine,
no.
fine, good. No problem, no problem. Which one is a good one? From the Ummatul Salama, right?
Salama,
You like her?
Maimuna, there's a lot of them. Yeah.
No, Maimuna. Oh yeah, Maimuna. Okay.
Maimuna.
No, I thought Habiba.
No.
Allahu Akbar. Okay.
So Maimuna,
Okay.
Salama, and we also
So,
have.
so did they leave their houses?
No.
So why do you not have anything against them? Why
Well-
why you are not trying to throw them, dehouse them? Only
Well,
Aisha.
No.
Why?
I didn't say only Aisha and Hafsa.
And Hafsa, yeah.
I didn't say only Aisha and Hafsa. I said
So
basically.
you want to throw Muslim out as well or not?
That's your theology.
My theology.
Yes.
Brother, it's not
yes.
the, if I, this
Because I believe that the Prophet does inherit.
it was decided, yes,
Yeah.
that's true. It was decided
Why
by
do
the
I have all
Sahaba, to leave the Prophet's wives where they are out of respect for them, not dehouse them or throw them on the road. Thank God
Well,
the Shia Idna Sharia were not there, they would have thrown out most of them. Okay,
Yeah.
and they would have kept Salama and Maimuna indoors and the rest of them would be on the street. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and protect the honor of Ummahatul Mu'mineen. Wallahi, seriously. And you guys are seriously on dangerous path. Wallahi, brother.
The Ummah
And I
al-Mu'mineen,
mean,
no Muslim can like denounce them.
you see how dodgy your theology is. How dodgy and
My
how,
theology is
how
dodgy.
destructive.
You believe that the Prophet doesn't inherit anything, yet they
No,
get to remain in
he
the house.
does not, because the Prophet ﷺ does not leave any inheritance behind him.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
so
what
that's why his people behind him cannot inherit from the property. But we believe those houses. This is why we're consistent. By the way, you're not accepting our consistency. Those houses were given by the Prophet within his life. Those the evidence is the Prophet put them in those houses and attributed those houses by their name. And where's the evidence? Bukhari. The house of Aisha is called Hujratu Aisha.
I don't announce that.
Okay, again, then we have evidence or not?
Not
It's
in the
called
way.
House of Aisha.
Well, just because it's called House of Aisha, I mean, I can.
But that means
I can,
that's enough evidence for
No,
us.
it's not. No,
Because
because
where's the evidence for Ali's house was Ali's? Evidence. Give me the land deed. I want to see the land deed right now. I want to see all.
he bought it.
So you play game.
No, he
There's no
bought it.
evidence.
What do you mean evidence?
He bought from who? Ali
From-
was one of the poorest companion. You know, on his wedding, who paid the expenses? There are
What?
reports that Uthman radiallahu anhu, he was paying for
No,
the
he
expenses.
basically sold his shield, and then from that he paid the mahar.
No.
I mean, I don't know.
No, that was dowry. That was mahar.
Yeah, but
No, that was mahar, not other expenses. Not the other expenses. There are reports that Uthman, he came to basically
I
help
don't
Ali
know
bin
this.
Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. We'll
Uthman
find
did this.
reports. We'll find reports. My point is, Ali was one of the poorest companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
I don't believe he was
He
rich.
had, no, he had nothing in his house. When Fatima went, there was a mat, there was a pot for water, and there was a pillow, and that's it.
I mean,
Where did Ali buy the house from?
Well,
You see, you land yourself in the same pit.
no, his home was attached to the Prophet's home. So
No, he wasn't.
yes, it was.
It wasn't, ya akhi.
Well,
It
look at
was
the-
not.
well,
The
look at
house
the
of
above.
Fatima, the house of Fatima was at a distance.
No, it was
From-
not. ولغت الأبواب كلها إلى باب علي. This idea of that all doors were shut to the mosque of the Prophet.
The mosque
except-
of the Prophet
except-
only had one door, right, which was from Hujra to Aisha. Go today, right now.
Look,
Go to Masjid Nabawi. Have you been there?
Yes.
Have you been there? Where is the place Prophet is buried? And all the houses were like this.
That's
Okay.
actual.
All 9 wives of the Prophet ﷺ, they had their houses
During-
joined with each other.
During the time of Umar, not Umar bin Khattab, you know the Amawi, what's his name? Umar bin.
Umar bin Abdul Aziz.
Yeah, Umar bin Abdul Aziz. He actually destroyed the house of Ali and Fatima to extend like the mosque, to renovate it. So it was removed.
Only the house of Ali and Fatima,
Yeah.
or other houses?
No,
as well?
just only Ali and Fatima. Only their home.
So all
He
the
was-
other houses were
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
left.
yeah.
So he specifically went.
Yeah, it was.
Do you believe these stories?
Yeah, of course. It was.
Do you believe these stories?
Yeah. I mean.
Do you
it's-
believe
it's
that Fatima was killed by Umar, by the door?
by
the door?
No, it wasn't. He basically ordered her death. We have authentic hadith in our book transmitting this.
Brother,
that it happened.
there is nothing authentic. Are you aware of the recent fiasco online that that guy from Bahrain, that fool, who was making claims that there are 35 reports or something, and Farid, you know Farid?
Oh yeah.
Farid, he
No.
went through every single
No.
report. And go and check that.
I
Go and
have-
check that video
I have
out, and you
debated
will
him.
find out. You
I
know,
have debated him on Twitter, like shortly on this. He basically disputes the Dalal Imam. He says it's not it's not an authentic source, and that's false. I mean, Sayyid al-Khou'i authenticated, so it's,
There is no authentic Shia source.
yeah. I mean,
I don't believe in any authentic Shia source. It
so
doesn't exist.
so in Dalal Imam, the chain is
The
basically
only
from-
authentic Shia source is the Quran, which they have a different reading of. That's the only source I can. If a Shia, even that, Subhanallah, if a Quran came printed in Iran, I would have to recheck it. Seriously, I would have to recheck it because these people don't even believe in the authenticity of the Quran.
I mean,
And
Al-Saduq,
Al-Bakir al-Majlisi was the founding
Muhammad
father.
Baqir al-Majlisi in his Bihar mentions the actual chain of the Quran, and he also authenticates it. He says that when he talks about إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ, he mentions
Bakir-
أَيْمِنَ الزِّيَادَةِ وَالنُّقْصَانِ.
Bakir al-Majlisi was one of those people who believed in the tahrif of the Quran.
The tahrif in the sense of that the ta'wil al-munazzal was muharraf, because we believe that the Quran is tanzil and ta'wil. Do you actually know the difference between them?
Yes.
Okay, what is tanzil, what is ta'wil?
Tanzil is the matan
Yeah.
and ta'wil is the meaning. Yeah.
We actually believe, okay, there's a small addition, that's true, but the addition is that we believe that the ta'wil was revealed with the tanzil. Inna alayna bayana, as Allah says in the Quran.
And
But
Allah,
we will also
and you're helping me now. And the Quran says, the Quran tells us where is the ta'wil. Tanzil came, inna anzalna ilayka dhikra.
Because the Quran,
لتبين للناس ما نزل إليهم. Who is Allah telling this?
the Prophet.
Not the Ahlul Bayt, right? So
Well, I mean,
the
we have to
Tibyan of the Quran is in the Hadith.
No, I mean,
It's in the Hadith, brother.
Allah says in the Quran, Inna alayna bayana.
Yeah.
Which
How? How? Allah says that.
Yeah.
Good. How? Then Allah explains how. Inna anzalna ilayka dhikra litubayyana linnas
Yeah.
ma nuzila ilayhim.
Yeah.
We have revealed the zikr upon you so that you may explain
Yeah.
to them
Okay.
what has been revealed.
Okay.
So the Prophet explained.
We
Where
don't-
is that explanation today?
It's in the books of Hadith.
Yes, with us, not
oh,
with you,
yes, of course.
because you don't have anything from the Prophet.
Yes, we do.
No, brother.
Everything.
It's
As
not
I've-
from the Prophet.
As I've mentioned.
It's from Zurara and Hishamain and Abu Basir. It's from them. It's
We've-
not from the Prophet.
we've
What we have is from the Bukhari, for example. When Bukhari tells us, Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Bukhari tells us why and how and where and who. Number one, Bukhari an Makki ibn Abi Ibrahim, an Yazid ibn Abi Ubayd, an Salmat ibn al-Aqwa.
I can also give you a hadith by Isnad. It's not a
No,
problem.
no, wait. And then it goes, Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yeah, I
Three people
I can also give you a hadith as Muslim.
going to the Prophet.
Yeah.
Show me. From Shia sources.
Yes.
Okay. Through Imam Jafar Sadiq.
Yeah.
And with who is narrating from him?
Yeah.
Who?
I'll
Zurara
give-
or Hisham?
No,
or-
it's not Zurara. Hisham. I'll give it to Shane.
Okay.
It was Jabir al-Ju'fi. From
Khalas. Khalas, game
Wait,
over.
how's the game
so
over?
that means you don't. Listen, brother.
Jabir al-Ju'fi must start from his father.
You are truly miskin, and I'm not being arrogant in this.
Okay.
You do not have an authentic chain of
I do-
narration.
I do.
You don't. No.
Well,
When
do.
you do, I'll tell you you do. And there are authentic. There are authentic narrations.
Yeah.
Authentic because our narrations confirm those. But the bulk, the majority, Jabir al-Ju'fi is the biggest liar in Kufa. We've already discussed that.
Sufyan was a Kufi, and he was a
Sufyan al-Thawri was the Imam of Muhaddithin.
Yeah, but
he was not a liar. That's why we believe he was not a liar.
I know, but
Yeah.
Sufyan says that إذا حدث جابر فصدق. If
Okay,
Jabir was
show me that authentic narration and I will accept it. Today I will do, not 100, I can't do 100, maybe 10 press-ups. Show me Sufyan al-Thawri from an authentic narration, he said this. Show me. I'm saying it is impossible. Listen to me. It is impossible for Sufyan al-Thawri. Sufyan al-Thawri would be destroyed. He would be ditched, abandoned by the rest of the Ummah if he said that about Jabir al-Ju'fi. This guy we're talking about, Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi, was one of the biggest liars in the city of Kufa. So notorious that his name was on the billboards in the city of Kufa. This guy is a liar. Imam Abu Hanifa said, I have not seen a bigger liar than this in my entire life. And he went around. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi was going around speaking. And he said, this guy...
Look.
Yeah.
قال أبو نعيم عن سفيان الثوري إذا قال جابر حدثنا وأخبرنا.
Where is the report from?
I'm sorry.
Show me the source. It's probably a Shia source.
No, it's not.
Oh,
The website is literally
Brother.
Archive Mu'taqal al-Hadith.
Brother, if this is true, Sufyan al-Thawri would be destroyed. He would not exist as an imam in Ahl Sunnah. If he
Sufyan,
said
by the
this.
way, he has some tashayyu. Not like obviously in our way, but he has some tashayyu in him as well.
Okay. I'm gonna have to now.
Look, وقال اسماعيل
Shall
بن
I
علي
send you
عن
this coin?
شعبة.
You have to frame this and put it up in your house, you know.
I don't mind. It has the name of my imam. So why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
look, it says, look. وقال يحيى بن أبي بكير عن شعبة كان جابر إذا قال حدثنا ولا سمعت فهو من أوثق الناس. He's one of the most trustworthy
Wait,
people.
I'm gonna do something now. Watch this magic.
عن زهير بن معاوية قال
Have you ever
كذا.
seen magic?
Yeah, this is haram.
Have you ever seen magic? Yeah.
Haram.
No.
Magic is haram.
There's halal magic as well.
I'm just joking.
You're gonna see it now. Halal magic. Watch. Jabir bin Yazid.
ابن عدي بن سعد له حديث صالح وشعبة أقل الرواية. So there was actually a dispute about Jabir bin Zayd. Some authenticated him from your salaf. I'm 100% sure. You will obviously find scholars that will weaken him and do ta'an.
No, brother. Wait. Yalla. Okay. Tariq ibn Mu'ayn. Yahya ibn Mu'ayn. Okay. ليحيى بن معين الجوز حدثنا أبو يحيى أبي حنيفة قال ما رأيت. What? ما رأيت. And who's the narrator? No, who's the narrator? Yahya bin Mu'ayn.
Yeah, Yahya bin Mu'ayn.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's the narrator.
Yeah, but
What is he saying?
But he
wait.
Hanifa.
Your Shia imams and your teachers, they are the biggest liars.
My teachers?
Well, no, not your specific teachers. I'm saying generally.
I don't have.
They will pick and choose, and then you have to be embarrassed like this.
I'm not embarrassed.
No, you don't have to be embarrassed, but this is Imam Sufyan Yahya bin Mu'ayn is narrating. ما رأيت أحدا أكذب
But who's saying
من
that?
جابر الجعفي.
Who's saying that?
Okay, this is said by Abu Hanifa.
Yeah, Abu Hanifa.
Okay, now let's go. Continue. Okay,
ضعفاء
العقيلي.
Okay,
This
yeah.
is the reference.
Yeah.
حدثنا محمد بن عيسى قال فلان عن أبي قال ما رأيت أحد أكذب من جابر
That's the
الجعفي.
same narration as the
Okay,
one
خلاص,
above.
yeah, same one. ابن عبد البر قال حدثنا شيء بن قال سمعت أبو يحيى الحماني يقول سمعت أبو same.
It's Abu Hanifa again.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to others. Don't worry. We're gonna go to others. Abu Hanifa is clear now, yeah.
I mean, I never claimed that Abu Hanifa was
Okay. Abu Hanifa is clear. Imam Abu Hanifa is clear.
Al-Khatib al-Baghdadi has a very fun opinion of Abu Hanifa.
I know the opinion.
What is it?
They're all like, will come
Their
to
opinion
that.
is
That's a
Matawib.
very completely different topic.
Yeah, but so you're using Abu Hanifa who's, anyways. See? كان جابر ما رأيت أروع فيه من الحديث. Look at this. عن سفيان كان جابر ورعا في الحديث. ما رأيت
Wait. These are they're reporting that this is the claim. Okay? So they're gonna come.
سمعته وسألته فهو من أصدق الناس. See,
Wait.
the Salaf or dispute on
No, there isn't.
There's no ijma' on him.
No, I'm telling you.
I can even bring in muhaddithin that actually say that the hadith of Jabir is Hasan in your books. النسائي متروك حديث، النسائي تطعن عنه. قال في موضع ليس بثقة ولا يكتب حديثه. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't dispute that. Anyways, we've talked about ilm al-hadith, aqidah, we've talked about everything.
You have to.
Huh?
You
Yeah.
have to get to the bottom of it. But I'm just surprised at the way you are brought up to be so disrespectful to the companions.
In the science of hadith, okay?
Let me
In the science of hadith, if a narrator has been accused of kidb,
Yeah.
if he's muttahim بالكذب, what do you call it? Muttahim
بالكذب, yeah.
Yeah, بالكذب, yeah, sorry. Yeah. If he has this tuhm on him,
Tuhma, yeah.
he's rejected
I know.
by default. Okay.
Because
Jabir al-Ju'fi, look at how many reports there are.
I know.
Look the reports upon.
لا يستحل الرواية عن معنى.
Look. Okay, وقال جري. Okay. وهو كذاب.
Yeah.
Okay.
كان يؤمن بالرجعة. You know that there was actually Sahaba that used to believe in Raj'ah?
What's that? Yeah, he went back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
That's fine. But ليس عندي بالقوي في حديثه.
يا
Okay.
أبو داود. سفيان بن عيينة سمعت الجابر يقول فما يقع علينا بالسقف.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
gonna fall
So
on
what?
us. The roof was gonna fall on us. He was like when I heard Jabir come up with the hadith, I was afraid that the roof might fall on us.
وقال إبراهيم الجرجاني كذاب ليس بثقة. Okay, or some. There are so many different.
I know.
So Jabir al-Ju'fi.
There is a principle in hadith and Sunni hadith which is basically that الجرح يقدم على what's it called?
الجرح يقدم بالتعديل.
Yeah. So basically whenever there's a criticism,
and also if there is no tafsil or tafsir, okay, of the jarh, then it has to be it is questionable. So when people accuse him, they have to explain, right? And they have explained why Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi was a kadhab. So if they said laysa bi thiqa, or okay, that is nothing, or he's laysa bi suduq, something like that, okay, then this would be a different matter. But when they said specifically kadhab, and it's not one, okay, then even if, let's say, Sufyan al-Thawri, first of all, I'm going to go and have to check the isnad whether Sufyan al-Thawri actually said this. But even if Sufyan al-Thawri and 5 like him said things in his favor, and there are 10 or 20 others are saying kadhab, he's a kadhab, khalas. So this is, you see, our system is very just. This shows you it's very just, okay? I don't know, having known all of this, how can you still continue to believe these things? You have the audacity to point fingers at some of the Sahaba, and then you know for sure clear-cut information on these narrators from Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq and Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, and you know their controversial histories, and you still believe in them. It's beyond me. It is like a phenomenon. I still cannot make sense how the Shia can still believe in this stuff.
It highlights the trustworthiness of the narrators of the Shia. Why would anyone want to narrate Ta'an fi Zurara, for example? Why would they do that?
Why, they did that because this is what the Imam said publicly.
Yeah, but
then Imam is lying. Then Imam is lying privately. Imam is saying, no, actually he's not. He's one of the best people to walk the planet.
If it was that like public and basically mutawatir, it would be in your books.
Imagine if
the
Prophet ﷺ said about Aisha in public, she's this, she's that, she's this, and in private he's going and he's spending time with her, having intimacy with her. What would you think of the Prophet ﷺ?
It would be contradictory because the Prophet is in a place of power. Why would he need to do that?
No.
Yeah.
You're using torture of the Imams as an evidence that they were lying because of this.
Yeah.
They were not lying. No, I don't believe this is taqiyya. They were not munafiqeen. This is nifaq.
This is not nifaq.
No. Brother. This is you're misusing the verse. You're misusing the verse. Okay. This is nifaq. Okay. When you actually actively lie, misrepresent the reality, this is not taqiyya as we know in Islam. This is nifaq. This is kadhib. This is the lie.
No,
and you're claiming.
What did you do, radiallahu anhu? What did you do?
No, he didn't lie.
He did not lie.
He did not lie.
They basically tortured him and he said they have to leave Islam, and he did.
He was forced into saying something he did not believe in.
Yeah,
right?
So
he did not lie. He didn't say the Prophet doesn't exist. He didn't say the Prophet is a liar. He said things that were
like
kufr.
Like what?
We don't know the details.
But the point, huh?
Who was I talking about?
Ammar bin
Yasir, like when he was tortured and he basically did taqiyya in an instance.
So I'm asking you a question. Ammar bin Yasir radiallahu anh, he said things that he didn't believe in.
Yes.
And then he went back to the Prophet to confirm publicly, yeah? So you cannot use Ammar's example to substantiate the taqiyya, the hypocritical, the munafiq taqiyya you attribute to the Imams. Because now you're saying Imam is a munafiq. He's saying in public, this guy is a man of hellfire. Don't listen to him. Then he goes privately and says, you know what? I did that to save your life. And this is what Al-Qawi says.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, and this is what the report says. I did that to save his life. Okay.
How many
so now,
Shias were killed?
Imam saved a munafiq, let's say, or allegedly, what?
A narrator.
A narrator, but he destroyed the masses. Because those masses now have no grounds to listen to him. If they reject him, are they guilty?
No.
Okay, if Zurara comes to them and says,
They were guilty
I have...
before that. They were guilty before that.
Sorry?
Who, those masters who the Imam said to were guilty before that. I actually mentioned to you that those individuals, Allah Azza wa Jal, طبع على قلوبهم. It's over with them. That's why the Imam, because they're all like essentially agents and individuals who wish harm upon the Imam. That's why then there was actually a female who dropped and fell. This was during the time of Imam Sadiq, and she said, لعن الله قاتليك يا فاطمة. May Allah curse your killers, O Fatima. And a giant problem came up. Who do you mean? Who are the killers of Fatima? And the Imam actually had to personally get involved to get out of this. So just basic issues like this would cause issues. So the individuals who he was speaking to, they were already finished. They were already destroyed.
We don't believe in this kind. This is the story.
I understand.
This is the story the Shias have made up. If we have Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, we have people like that who stood up for the truth. They were tortured. They went through. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, no way, hell no. He was never better than Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq.
I know that.
Yeah,
I know he was.
if he had the guts, the courage to stand up to Mamun, Al-Mu'tasim, Al-Wasiq, then you're telling me Imams were cowardly? They protected Islam. They destroyed Islam. If this is what, if Shiaism is what they left behind, they destroyed Islam. This is Catholicism. Worshipping shrines and tombs and doing processions and stabbing yourself in public and bleeding. This is disgusting, brother.
Go to the Barelvis and tell them stop worshipping tombs.
I agree.
Yeah, so
I agree. So even some of that is Shia inspired. Some of that.
Of course, awful.
No, it is. It started in the Mughal period. The Shias came to India during the Mughal period when Humayun needed help. And he came. He was taking refuge in Persia. You know, Tahmasp, the emperor. Yeah, this is history. You need to know. A lot of this stuff came with the Shia. So if this is what the Imams left behind, Shiaism, as we know it today, they have destroyed Islam. I'm sorry to say this. They have finished Islam, and they did not leave this behind. They didn't leave this behind. This is a bunch of hypocrites who lied upon the Imams, and now we have the results, and we're still paying for it to this day.
Okay.
Yeah, we are. Look what's happening in the world. Look what's happening in the world.
What's happening in the world? I mean,
look. You look around. Look what happened in Iraq, in Syria, in Yemen. What's happening? Look.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, in Lebanon. Look.
Who's bombing the people of Yemen?
You don't know what's happening?
Oh, the Saudi government.
Do you know what happened in Syria? You know about the Iraqi death squads? Do you know about the Iraqi death? Is this what the Imams left behind?
Well,
absolutely not.
Well, I mean, if we want to talk about terrorism, then obviously.
Yeah, Iraqi death squads. Yeah.
No,
and ISIS. But same.
ISIS
They are the same coin. Two sides of the same coin. The Iraqi death squad, and they are Lazim and Malzoom. They are produced by each other. They are the product.
I don't dispute that. There's obviously like. I mean,
listen,
I was talking to
these guys,
before.
Sistani and Khomeini is dead now. Okay, these people, all of these people, what service are they? Generally speaking, what have they done for Islam? They have nothing. They've done nothing for Islam.
They have a lot of rulings on fifth issues. That's
what we don't need. We don't need to know how to wipe my backside. Well, I've known it for 40. Come on, stop telling me how to cut my pubic hair. I'm sorry, I don't need to know that. This is what it boils down to, innit? Talaq, nikah, ghusl. Yeah, wiping your backside. I don't need to know whether I can have sex and
What has the Mufti of Saudi Arabia then done for the Ummah?
Nothing. I agree. You shake my hands. Nothing. So we're agreeing. We're agreeing. No, absolutely.
That's not fair.
They are not doing anything special today. They are not doing anything. But when it comes to these people, Iranians, look, they have a state.
Yeah.
They could be helping the Muslims around the world.
I think they are in some cases.
No, brother, they are destroying the Muslims around the world. Oh. They are causing problems in Yemen. They are causing problems in the Middle East.
But
Iraqi Shias don't want the Iranians. They don't want the Iranians to be in Iraq. They want them to get out. Okay, and we've seen the protests. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, but
we've seen the protests recently. So Syria, Iran is in Syria.
Yeah, I mean
it's a Sunni country.
I know, but
it's a Sunni country. What are you doing in there? You know Iran, how Iran became Shia. Are you aware?
Yeah.
The Qazalbash or the Safavids, they came in. Iran was 90% Shafi'i. Iran.
It was actually 50-50 before that.
No, it was not 50-50. Never. Shias had never been a majority.
During the time of Al-Alam al-Hilli, You know Ibn Taymiyyah has the fatwa of
That was Afghanistan, bro. That's Mongols.
No.
Some Mongol rulers became Shia, and this is how.
It wasn't Afghanistan. It was actually in Iran.
Kazan. You called it talking about Kazan, yeah?
I've forgotten his name. His name was something like.
He was Ilkhan, the ruler of Iran and Persia, Persia and Afghanistan.
Yeah. I've forgotten
And
his
he
name.
wrote Minhajul Karama, and Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah wrote a response. Yes, I know. But
And Ibn Hajar has a very funny comment about
even before that, I'll take you before that. Buwid dynasty.
Buwahid was they were not international.
There was something. They
They
had.
had some tashayyu. I mean, Sheikh Saduq was there. He was one of the judges, but they were not international.
Okay. So
Even Ismaili, what's it called? Fatimiyya.
But never in Iran, they were the majority. They forced the entire population, and this is academically documented. I will recommend books published by Cambridge and Oxford and these universities on Shah Abbas, his movement, and Shah Ismail, how they came in and what they did.
They're not.
So this is what they're trying to do now.
They're not,
because you can't convince the Sunnis.
They're biased. Those sources because.
You're telling me these why would they be biased?
Because the main sources either come from later Sunni sources or from European sources at the time.
So you don't believe that they forced the population into
They
Shia?
did in some instances, but it's not as. But they basically made it like much bigger than it was. Like they exacerbated the numbers.
Bro, you will be shocked if you just read the books.
Read
the books.
Look,
there's a book.
If the source is unbiased, so the Europeans were not.
How
biased.
do you know? How do you know? I'm not saying Europeans are not biased.
Yeah.
Go and read.
It's because they had
certain facts cannot be denied.
Okay, so there are basically two parties. You had the Ottoman Empire, you had the Safavids, right?
Show me where the Ottomans actually forced a Shia population into Sunni Islam.
They killed the Shia. I mean,
the Safavids were attacking them.
No, that's basically not what happened. The Ottoman ruler, he sent female clothing to the Safavid ruler to insult him, and then the war initiated. So he was the one who actually initiated the insults.
You know what?
So
the Safavid was doing? They were doing with the Ottomans. Do you have any idea? They could not defeat the Ottomans. The Ottomans took Iraq from them. You know that, right?
Eventually,
So Ottomans were beating the shit out of them. What happened was...
Well, the Safavids ruled for 250 years.
What Safavids were doing, I'll tell you what Safavids were doing. They were attacking the Ottomans every time Ottomans were attacking the Habsburg in Europe. That's what the Safavids were directly linked to the courts in Europe. They were allied to the courts of Europe.
With the Spanish, with the Christians, I do recognize that because there was a contact with the Spanish and the Safavids.
Yeah.
But other than
that, they were ambassadors at the Safavid court. European ambassadors doing what? Simply ensuring that the Persians continue to attack the Ottomans from behind. That's it. That's all they were there for.
Ottoman sources are like an unbiased source. So, for example, if the Safavids themselves claim we did X, Y, Z, I'll obviously take it. But if it's some kind of biased source from the Ottomans,
as I said,
to make them look bad.
The entire history of Islam, Tashayyu, generally speaking, never took 1 inch of land from the hostile disbelievers. They always attack the Muslims.
Oh.
Even today, when dawah is done, it's not done to non-Muslims. Generally speaking,
I have spoken to Christians today.
You have, but I'm talking generally. Like you see Sunnis reaching out to the non-Muslims, giving dawah to them, but the Shias they hunt for the Sunnis. They are hunting Sunnis. They're not.
As ex-Catholic, Roman Catholic in London, I see the Sunnis out here about. Now it's not to say if I Shia brother, I don't see it.
I actually do agree with you.
Same sources from.
But there's a reason for that. Because Islam is spreading through Sunnis.
Well, look,
not Islam. Islam is not spreading to the even territory. I mean, I said as I said, the Quran promises territory, physically to those who believe and do righteous deeds.
Yeah.
The Shia do not fit that category for some reason. Historically speaking, they do not fit. To this day, last 1,400 years, the Shias have not taken an inch of land from hostile disbelievers, people who were attacking Muslims.
You can't even prove that the early generation believed your belief. So this idea of
I believe as far as I'm concerned, I believe in exactly the same thing the Sahaba believed in, because belief is very simple. It's very simple belief. Believe in Allah, in His Messenger, follow His Sunnah.
Can you prove that the Sahaba believed in this idea of dividing Tawheed into Tawheed, Uluhiyyah, Rububiyyah, Asma' wa Sifat?
It's in the Quran.
Where is it? What Tawheed, Uluhiyyah, Rububiyyah, Asma' wa Sifat?
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. That's from Tawheed Uluhiyya.
I'm
Wait,
talking
I'm giving you.
No, no.
Wait, you asked me a question.
No.
Tawheed Uluhiyya
Can I specify
is
my?
Uluhiyya is in the Quran. Okay, Uluhiyya comes from the word ilaha.
I know.
Okay, ilahukum.
إله واحد.
Khalas, that's Uluhiyya. Number two was Rububiyya. Okay, Allahu Rabbu Samawati wal Ard. Okay, that's Rububiyya. Okay, Asma Sifat. Okay, the verse where Allah Subhanahu wa Taala talks about which the I forgot the verse. Subhanallah. Lahum asma. Yeah, khalas. Yeah. So, brother, what are you talking about?
No.
There is not a single idea we believe in. Okay, that does not exist in the Quran or the Sunnah. Okay, if you as a Shia ask me the same question, I will pull out few things that you actually can't substantiate. Imama. Most importantly, imama is not exist. Your concept of imama is not there in the Quran. You have to really, like the Christians, really have to force the Trinity.
إنما أنت منذر ولكل قوم هاد.
It doesn't mean what you mean. Look, imama means imams are masoom.
Yeah.
There are 12.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what imama means, right? And they have certain characters. It's not there in the Quran. I'm sorry. The number 12 is not there.
Look,
The isma is not there. It's not there.
Look, Asma wa Sifat, what is it? It is to believe that Allah has a hand, He has a face, He has legs, and then we basically go.
In that Allah tells us Allah has these characteristics. We read them.
Yeah, but we don't.
We believe in them. We believe in them. We do not explain them. And we do not explain them, and we do not contemplate on them. You know why?
What would you say of a scholar that, for example, says أن لله حد? He basically proves that Allah has limits. Literally, he says لله حد because he says on the Quran. What is his hukm?
Anyone who indulges in this.
Is he a kafir or Muslim?
No. Anyone who indulges in this is doing something the Sahaba did not do. To me, I don't have to listen to them. I have the Sahaba. I have thousands of companions of the Prophet ﷺ. I do not see them discussing this. They were more busy about making this world a better place. They were not busy, talking about, I need to shave my, again, I keep going back to shaving and, all those things. Yeah, they were not busy talking about these things. They learned this from the Prophet. All they had to do was hear once, and that was enough. Today we have people, you keep knocking the drums, you keep knocking their heads, brother, do this. They're not listening. And that's why we are the way we are globally, right? The Shias and the Sunnis, I'm talking about both, right? We are stubborn people. We are not interested in what the Prophet actually thought and the vision the Prophet had for this world. The Prophet ﷺ came to bring Islam, peace to this world. And we have to work towards that. We have to do da'wah. We have to go out to people and teach them about Islam. Okay?
Am I going to go and tell them that the Prophet married a 9-year-old child? Is that what I'm going to tell them?
What's that? Why not? Why not? Because
look,
you don't believe that?
Of course I do.
You don't believe that? Why not? Wait. Why not?
Well, because the hadith in of itself show Aisha to be.
When did this hadith become problematic?
I don't care when it became problematic.
No. This is a very important question.
Yeah.
You, Mustafa, in the 21st century.
Yeah, it was like 18th century, 19th century. Like, it was quite late.
No, not even then.
20th century.
Okay, why?
Well, because the norms or whatever changed, right?
Because of your laws, your moral anchors. Your moral anchor is no longer Islam or Judeo-Christian tradition. Your moral anchor is secularism, liberalism.
It's not.
That's what it is.
Because we have a hadith authentic. I'm not going to keep on calling Shia.
If a woman reaches puberty, if a girl reaches the age of puberty, okay, in certain societies, they get them married. What's wrong with that? According to them.
There's nothing wrong with that. I get that.
Look, thank you. So stop it there.
But that has not addressed the point. Because this idea of saying that, for example, differing age for like sexual consent. For example, in Britain, 16, Japan is like 13, for example. I understand that. But the point being is, when we go back to that hadith, it mentions that Aisha had dolls, that she was on swings, a swing, a doll. So this is a child. It's not, someone who's
there are grown women in Britain who play with dolls.
Well, there's something wrong with them.
No, there's nothing wrong with them. Okay, there are people who feel this is not the criteria you use, brother, to judge social realities of how people acted in certain societies. You look at their norms. Okay, this is not the way to look at things. Okay, up to the 19th century. Are you listening?
I am, of course.
Today it is wrong. I agree. To do that today would be abnormal. And this is the urf. and we shouldn't go against the urf. We should not go against the norms and the local customs. I agree with you 100%. I wouldn't do it today. I wouldn't advise anyone to do it, and I wouldn't encourage. But pre-1900, it was the norm. The law of England, the law of Britain, up to the year 1900. Okay,
It was 7 years old. I know.
7,
Yeah.
9, and 12. The least age was 7. Now, you can tell me there were this. They were, to them, if you went there and you asked them, what the hell are you guys doing? You're getting married at 10 years old with a 40 years old. Have you lost your mind? They're going to slap you up. They're going to say, what's wrong with you? What century did you come from? This is what we do. That's the norm. So you going to them and trying to, this is called anachronism.
كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة حسنة.
Yeah.
So
And he's the one who told us, be wary of customs.
but the thing is, at the time this was a custom. How when Abu Bakr and Umar wanted to be
Not everything, not every single custom is applicable today.
No.
For example,
let me give you an example. Let me explain my point here. That's why I have an issue. So when Abu Bakr and Umar wanted to marry Fatima, what did the Prophet say?
What do you say?
إنها صغيرة. She's too young.
So she was probably young that time. She was at that time. She was young.
Younger than 9.
Okay, first of all, we don't
Ali,
know that.
Ali
Where did you get these
married her.
reports from?
It's Albani authenticated it.
Okay, خلاص.
Yeah,
Okay.
Albani.
So in that,
So-
she was صغيرة. So Aisha was صغيرة. You know Aisha?
Yeah, but how can the Prophet?
No, Aisha was صغيرة for 3 years.
Yeah.
After the Aqd, the betrothal took place when she was 6, right? That was the custom. She was betrothed at her birth. Did you know that?
Okay.
How can you betroth a girl at birth? To us today, that's absolutely absurd. That's crazy. People still do. Okay, when you have a child, oh, this girl will get married to my son. You know, people do talk like that. Even today, in some cultures, people do talk like that. But Aisha was betrothed to a man called Jubair bin Mut'im at birth, and then that betrothal was broken, and then she was betrothed on condition when she becomes of age.
To marry the Prophet.
Yeah, when she becomes of age, she will marry the Prophet. Now, to the Arabs at that time, what was becoming of age? Puberty. Puberty, khalas. And that was the case with all human societies up to the year 1900.
Yeah.
And I'm not. There is a lecture I have delivered.
I've seen it.
And let me advertise my lecture now. You've seen it?
Yeah,
All of it?
yeah.
Uh,
It was like in front of a podium, wasn't it? Like a
with the
screen?
presentation?
Yeah.
And you're still asking me the question? Oh, Allah. You're still asking me the same question.
No, but it's not.
Did you watch all of it?
I did.
You saw all the evidence. You saw all the evidence I presented,
yeah.
and you still asking me the same
Yes,
question.
of course. Because the issue has not been clarified. Why?
What issue isn't clarified? What?
So
Which one?
Fatima, when she married Ali, when was this?
She was already adult.
Yeah.
She was an adult. She had reached puberty.
She was in her late teens, right? The Prophet.
Okay, just a few minutes.
This
yes,
is the
yes.
last point, and then
Right,
we'll take
yeah.
salam.
Fatima is not the issue of discussion here.
Yeah, I
We're
know. but
discussing
I'm-
the marriage of Aisha.
I'm making a comparison.
Okay. So there were women who got married when they were 50
Yeah, I
in
know.
Arabia.
I know.
They were 60, 70. I mean 70. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but women
I know.
girls in Arabia would marry from puberty onwards.
I know.
There was no limit.
But
So what's the point?
The thing is,
Yeah.
when the Prophet married his own daughter to Ali, she was 18.
No problem.
Right?
It's choice.
But for 1 second. But a few years after, because this incident, it was only a couple of years. Aisha has not even reached her teens. She's not even 13 yet. And the Prophet says to his own daughter that she's too young, and she's in her late teens.
No. This is
But
why.
then Aisha's
This is
not
why
too
what
young.
you're trying to do now. You're trying to use. This is what some modernists out there who are very apologetic about Islam. When they get a question, they start shivering. They start urinating in their pants, and they start changing Islam and our sources in order to appease the liberal West or
It's not
some
about
liberal
them. I
Muslims
mean,
for that matter. Okay, we don't do that. We go
don't
back to
believe
what they do is they go around the world trying to prove a point. This is what you're doing. Don't go around the world. Go head on. What is wrong with a girl who reached the age of puberty in the 7th century marrying a man? What is wrong with that? In the 7th century. And there was nothing wrong in the 19th century. In Britain, here, right now I stand in Britain with you. Here, a 10 years old bride was not an extraordinary event.
I know.
Because it was legally allowed. William Blackstone's commentary on the English law, okay, Go and read the commentary. The age of consent in Britain was 7 minimum. For a girl to be married to a man, 7 years old. Then 9, at 9 she could receive dower, and at 12 she could dissolve dowry.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
and at 12 she could dissolve the marriage.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Today that's abnormal. I agree. Today that's not something with it. And when it comes to the Prophet being a model for humanity, and your point that if he did that, how is he's a model because he is the same person who told us be wary of the customs, be vigilant of the norm of the people you live with.
He also said like,
Okay, is it obligatory in Islam to get married to
No, no.
a certain age? No. Okay, is it an option?
yeah,
Okay, now the Prophet ﷺ said to Aisha, Aisha, if it wasn't for your people, I would bring the door of the Kaaba down to earth. You know about this report, yeah?
no, I've never heard
Okay,
of
there's
it.
a report, authentic report. We have checked it again and again. The door of the Kaaba is 7 feet high. The Prophet ﷺ wanted to bring it down so that people can enter the Kaaba. The Prophet said, Aisha, if it was not for your nation, your people, your Qawm, Quraysh, which is the Qawm of the Prophet, it's figure of speech
Yeah.
among the Arabs, I will bring the door of the Kaaba down. But he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. Why? It would cause controversy, would cause problems with the Qurayshis. The Qurayshis, why are you messing with the Kaaba? Right? So the Prophet left it as it is. And it is like that to this day. Why? What lesson do we learn from this? The Prophet was wary of customs of the Qurayshis. He was sensitive to their feelings, their sentiments. Today, we don't have to do so many things we used to do back in the day. Why? Because I mean, imagine if I want to go for Hajj. You want me to ride a camel from London to from London to Arabia? I wouldn't reach. I wouldn't reach, right?
There was a guy that actually walked. He walked
yeah,
all
well,
the way.
those are mad things people do. No problem. It's their choice.
It's actually sunnah to walk.
Yeah. So on that point, I'm gonna have to go. I haven't prayed. I'm gonna pray. I have to pray.
Well, thank you very
also.
much.
Okay. Mustafa,
Adnan.
give me a
Thank you
hug.
very much.
You were a nice guy to talk to.
Likewise.
You're a gentleman, okay?
Likewise.
So if I said anything harsh,
No,
anything severe, please forgive me. That's not my meaning. I don't mean to hurt our brothers and sisters out there. The purpose is to educate people and let them decide. Okay? Thank you, Mustafa. Talking to you, inshallah. Thank you. I'm gonna have to go now. Pray.
Thank you
Guys,
very
your
much,
mics.
أنا ما أبغى يعني
انا ترى عندي اصحاب
حياك الله.
ما عمري تواجهت مع احد صراحه تواجهت
Try to. Dissected is Dissected. Okay.
Sorry,
Look, you'll get this.
I've seen a lot of your videos.
So, yeah, so you were, and then you got called into the list.
I started here. I was recording.